The Rap Roundtable.
You know, I noticed something since episode 100. I don't know if y'all been picking up on it, but
what's that, John?
Since New York Bias 3 dropped, I've noticed that all of a sudden the New York versus everybody topic has been circulating quite heavily on the internet.
Indeed.
And, you know, again, I'm no conspiracy theorist. You know, I believe that I live on Earth and 1 + 1 still equals 2. Sometimes I do get 11 and I be wrong. You know what I mean? But I find it very interesting that we dropped New York Bias 3 and I would say now it's been a month or so since New York Bias 3 dropped.
Yep.
It's been a lot of New York rhetoric on the internet. And I'm getting into a space where it's like, y'all niggas need to just say our name. When y'all start talking about shit, just say I was watching this podcast on YouTube. It's called The Rap Roundtable. Y'all might not know who they are. You know what I mean? But I was watching them, and they was talking about this New York and Atlanta thing, and I thought it was interesting. Like what? Like all of a sudden now it's fashion. It's who started something first.
Trends.
All the trendy shit. And it's coming to a place where niggas is getting so crazy coming at New York so heavily that New York is beginning to fight back. And I feel like that wasn't a talking point so heavy on the net until we did New York Bias 3, Sin. I don't know if you picked up on that, but I just been watching. I see it's real interesting.
I mean,
this has been going
rumblings.
Yeah. Sometimes we're not, I feel like we're not going to beat the allegations of being scripted sometimes because we really be on some synergy shit. We did not discuss this ahead of time.
Not at all.
But I'm going to hold off on my feelings till the lawn segment at the end.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But we're definitely seeing eye to eye, Jog.
Okay.
Absolutely. And again, like this is just one of many examples of how one day we talk about some shit, you know what I mean? Issue X, you know what I mean? And then issue X turns up all over Twitter, all over IG Reels.
On the regular.
You know what I mean? Certain hip hop radio stations are picking up on the topic, you know what I mean, and expanding on it. Certain personalities, certain platforms that have been around since The Source and Double XL that might have 2 T's in their name. I don't know. But I be hearing a lot of shit coming out of a lot of people's mouths that came out of our mouths first. Do the knowledge. Do the knowledge, y'all.
You know what I mean?
And give us our fucking due.
Give us our flowers, you know what I mean?
About it, man.
Because it's like, shit, the nigga with 2 T's, Elliot.
Shout out to you, bro.
A few times you've gone on, your new platform with your co-hosts who, they not as good as us. It is what it is. And you've gone on, I think, Bag Fuel's podcast.
Shout out to them.
And some of your bars sound real Rap Roundtable-ish. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you gonna watch the podcast and quote the bars, give the homage to the round table, or just pull up to the Rap Roundtable. Give niggas the feature.
All of a sudden,
because you like it.
All of a sudden, Drake feels Trumpian.
Who said that
MAGA-ish.
first? Sin.
MAGA-ish. The Sin
That was a Sin bar.
That's my bar. That shit is all over the place. Yo, that long ass 3.5 hour video that I sent you on YouTube, in there too.
Mad bars.
Mad bars.
Mad bars. But where's the love though? Like,
I feel like we a threat.
Just because we make a great movie don't mean directors can't make their movies too. It just means there's just a lot of directing going on. I feel like
we a great indie production that Hollywood is afraid of. Like, they know these niggas getting is over.
Fuck with us then.
We moving niggas out the way.
Fuck with us then.
So they do. And they steal our bars or some Easter egg shit. And it's like, bro, just give niggas the feature.
That's imitation is flat.
When you share shit, because some of y'all have shared shit and y'all was afraid to tag, just tag niggas.
Yeah, show them
There's enough bread out here for everybody to eat. But if you're going to be a fan of the pod, quote the pod, share the pods, I got it. Like, at the very least, give niggas a little morsel of credit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got to get tagged on Instagram or Twitter when niggas is taking bars. You think niggas will tell us that y'all be taking the bars? We know.
We ain't get the tag Act, but we appreciate the repost.
I mean, but see, I don't kill Act because Act audience skews younger. Yeah, the younger demo, they just go and they find you anyway. You know what I mean? They're going to search it And whatever. From ACT, we ended up on like at least 15 to 20 different blogs.
Word.
And got tagged.
And
You know
plus,
what I
there's
mean?
nothing wrong with being the guy that introduced the people. You get what I'm saying? If nothing else, you be, I learned about these dudes from blank. And you could be blank. Don't be afraid to be blank, y'all.
That's it.
Blank is an important part of
it.
the fucking equation.
But it was like,
Word
yo,
to Billy.
shit. and it's like, yo, the niggas, all of a sudden, New York versus everybody, New York bias. We started this. We did New York bias 3. All of a sudden, the whole lane gets opened up. But Deanie, I want to come to you. You were the person, from the time I met you almost 20 years ago now.
Yes, sir.
You've always been a fashion forward nigga. You know what's going on. You know the trends. So when you hear people on the internet trying to say like New York, it's not like the linchpin for a lot of shit moving, and they trying to like snatch our credit from us, how does that make you feel?
It's disturbing, especially being a nigga from the borough, being a nigga from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? First of all, like almost like a quarter of Atlanteans are like old New Yorkers at this point. And I'm sure they brought a lot of that flavor down there with them because this was not a thing 20 years ago. Like today's fashion set is basically like 2011 ASAP Rocky. You get what I'm saying? A New Yorker. A nigga that took the Soho style, mixed it with the streets, and created something crazy that the whole world's jacking today. I'm sure there's niggas that played their partner before, but I'm talking about the nigga that brought it to the forefront and made it like cool to get the skinny jeans back out and all that crazy shit. Like all this shit they wearing and now the big ass jeans. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit is really like New York based. And I just feel like there's nothing wrong with paying homage. Like Yachty dresses like a whack New York nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot, I don't want to say a lot of South niggas, but a lot of South niggas, you know, you remember back in the days when we fucking, who was it, Trick Daddy? Oh, this ain't something, this is Polo. We were like, this is Polo? Like, bro, niggas been wearing Polo since like 4 years old. Like,
can we take this a step further?
Cook.
I remember when T.I. was popping. This is not a shot at T.I. because T.I. is one of my all-time favorite, personally, rappers. But around 04, 05, niggas was going crazy with them Pradas. What was them shits called? The
American Cup, bro.
In 04. They was acting like them shits was new in 04, 05. Like meanwhile, that was part of the New York uniform in the 90s. But they'll come on the internet today and say they made Pradas popping when the only reason they knew about it in America's Cup was because of the New York niggas.
Even like the Maury's, like we just been on that type of time, man.
I'll take it one step further.
Man.
Y'all motherfuckers, y'all be talking big shit like I got that polo on. Y'all got that Marshall's polo.
Bro, y'all even have the elite though. That ain't Ralph.
That TJ Maxx polo on, bro. Man. You got the 2-for-1 polos,
come
bro.
on,
like,
bro.
come on. You don't got
the embroidered horse on your shirt.
You don't got the embroidered joints. You don't got the fucking shield shit. You know what I mean? With the crest and all that. You know what I mean?
USN, bro.
Like,
Polo Nation.
That good low.
Shouts to the low heads from New York.
Facts.
If you want some real fucking OG Dawn Polo, you know what I mean? Check out them motherfuckers.
Shout out to the low lives out there, you know what I mean? The OGs who made niggas really want to rock the low. And then I remember when rugbies was a thing. Niggas didn't even know what a rugby was, bro. We did that, bro.
With the trues.
Who made trues hot? Not New York?
With the good, with the low boots. That was a vibe, man.
And then, like, I won't say I got into something, but it was a little Twitter exchange with Killer Mike. Killer Mike was trying to give Big Boy credit for making throwback jerseys a thing. And it's like, how can you give that to Big Boy in 98? When, let's be clear, universally, jersey culture from like at least the early 90s was heavy in hip hop.
Heavy.
Niggas was rocking hockey jerseys even. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Phife Dawg was right there.
Bro, that Devil's jersey was like I
had
that Devil's jersey.
The Pittsburgh Penguins joint Snoop had on, like, come on. The Mighty Ducks, the niggas was rocking jerseys.
Hove had
the
crazy
college jerseys. Run. Come on, bro. But it was like, he said that Big Boy made it popping when Phife Dawg had on a Cleveland Indians jersey in one of the Tribe videos. I don't remember which song it is. But it's like, Phife Dawg was right there. How you trying to snatch everything from niggas? And then the niggas is like, oh, like, it's not a throwback. That was a 1995 Cleveland Indians jersey. And I'm like, bro, I'm a sports fan. You don't think I know uniforms? Hey, that's not the 95 Indians.
Nah.
The Phife Dawg had on the script design was from the 1943 hat, Indian script design. The only thing that got niggas fucked up was the colors was wrong. Like they inverted where the red was supposed to be, it was supposed to be navy blue, and where the navy blue was supposed to be red. Right. But the style was a 1943 Cleveland Indian style, down to the exact, what is it called? The font style, the script. some other nigga defending him. And the thing is, I go to Twitter, I'm like, everyone who's defending Killer Mike, they from Atlanta. You go, they see anybody, Atlanta. I'm like, yo, y'all niggas do the knowledge. Like, bro, like, that was 94 Cleveland in his uniform. No, it wasn't.
We're already here. We're already here. Like, this is really my entire lawn. This is
so we can stop. We can stop.
No, it's okay. We're already here. Because literally right before we went on, like, I'm still typing away. I'm like, yo, I'm fucking seething right now because, like, I'm going through Twitter and I'm seeing motherfuckers wanted to take credit for grills, bro. Grills?
Nigga.
When the motherfucker that invented gold fronts was from New York.
Bro, you can't have nothing, bro.
See, you know what? And it's like, at Hip Hop DX, before we get into the actual episode, you know what I mean? Hip Hop DX was like, a Twitter user said it was Five Dog. It was me, Jarvie TGA. Why you put my tweet? Hip Hop DX.
Show love.
Because they wrote a whole article about Killer Mike having the Twitter exchanges saying that they started throwbacks and said a Twitter user said it was actually Five Dog. It was me. If you read the article, they were talking about me. Shout out to Double XL actually giving niggas credit for their tweets.
Salute.
Put their name on it and shit. Hip Hop DX always trying to skirt niggas. That's why you at where you at now. DX with two T's. Huh? Still in our bars.
Come on, man. Got to do better.
Shouts to Eddie Pline. You know what I mean?
Salute.
OG from New York.
Come on, bro.
Invented gold fronts. You know what I mean? And then from there, and again, shouts to Dini for putting 2 and 2 together there. There's a lot of New Yorkers that ended up moving to Atlanta, and that's how Atlanta ended up getting a lot of the flavor.
The Carolinas, like a lot of New Yorkers went down there. You know what I'm saying?
Like we put y'all onto a lot of shit.
And let's be clear, wearing expensive brands is not drip. That means you got bread. But if your fits ain't coming together correctly, it just means you wore some expensive shit that you ain't put together right.
Talk about it.
But anyway, you know what I mean? Episode 103 of the Rap Roundtable. It's your boy Jarvie alongside Sincere Rap Slime.
What up?
Alongside Dini the Balance.
The force be with
As you can see, no Macito, under the weather. You know what I mean? We promise you, Mace is not leaving the show. He's missed the show. Another show. What's going on?
You know
everything is fine. He's just under the weather. Shit has been going on. You saw he missed the live the other day and all of that. It's a lot going on. Like we navigate a lot of personal life shit to get these podcasts to you. Sometimes somebody's gonna miss a show. I've missed a couple of shows even. That's just how it's gonna go. You know what I mean? But anyway, you can find a Rap Roundtable, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and of course Twitter. The beat you hear in the background is brought to you by Sincere Beats. He makes beats.
Holla at me.
You can go to his page on Instagram, Sincere Beats. Go in there, lock in, request a couple of beats.
DM me.
You know what I mean? And if you don't know by now,
we are tonight's entertainment.
I swear this is not a New York bias episode, but I just thought it was interesting that we had the episode and then all of a sudden New York is having essentially what is like a regional diaspora war about all kinds of shit with fashion and trends and whatever the fuck. I'm like, yo, like, y'all wasn't doing this before we dropped this. Yo.
Maybe we got to talk our shit more often.
Listen, we gonna have to. This is what it is. It is what it is. But let's get into some rap shit. They here for the Rap Roundtable. They hate when we get on our New York bias shit.
But it's just it makes me mad because it's like they want to erase the fact that like
they want to erase
we started the shit.
A lot of shit, bro.
We started the shit.
Give props where it's due.
And we don't want to take credit for everything,
right?
Of course.
But we want to take credit for the shit that we started. You know what I mean?
As you should.
Jersey culture. Polo shit. You know what I mean? You listen to what, 88. That was when we was rocking all that polo. You know what I mean? RZA talking about that in the Wu-Tang, the fucking Wu-Tang albums. You know what I mean? Yachty out here.
We made Tommy hot too. Let's be clear.
Shout out to Dapper Dan.
Yachty out here with his fucking butter Tims.
Bruh. Come on,
with
man.
boot cut jeans on.
And talk about New York motherfuckers can't dress. Who started the Tims?
The Tims. Talking crazy about New York wearing the pair of Tims.
Apparently, Chicago
Blasphemy.
did if you ask that nigga on Twitter.
Blasphemy.
And shout out to
they
LA
want to take
too.
credit for Pelly
LA get a lot of LA don't get the love it deserves for culture as well. LA brought a lot of shit to the culture.
No, again, always shouts to LA, shouts to Cali,
Dickies.
because the Dickies, the Chucks, that's all them.
The flannels too.
They never tried to bite our shit.
Not at all.
They always had their own.
They always
ways.
had their own
Not
shit.
at all. They even where they fit is different. The whole energy different.
That's a
You know what I mean? Everything about them different. And they don't be out here trying to snatch credit. It's no jealousy. It's no envy. It's no resentment because of our attitude. And it's like, I understand as New Yorkers, our attitude is what puts a lot of people off. Everybody got their thing, bro. We New York niggas. We off-putting. Even you, and the thing is, we off-putting until we fuck with you. And then when we fuck with you, like, you can never do no wrong. But it's like, y'all gotta just deal with that. The South got their thing. South be hating. Y'all niggas front on everything until that person's getting money. That's a whole fact.
And we show
the shit could be good as fuck. Man. But in the South, if you're not making bread off of it, they don't sanction you until you, hands down, hand over fist, making the money. That's a fact. Y'all are show and prove culture.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
And you just tapped into a very important X factor. You know what I mean? Because I honestly feel like there's a lot of fans of this generation that really feel like there was no rap and hip hop before the South, bro.
They don't know.
Like, they just don't know. They haven't done the knowledge. You know what I mean? Because, all right, we give it to the South. Y'all blew shit up. You know what I mean? Y'all dumped it down and doubled the dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so now once, it becomes more lucrative, that's when y'all took notice. You know what I mean? But y'all flavor, y'all style, the brands, the streetwear, Tim's, Air Forces. Motherfuckers want to take credit for Air Forces out there?
That's crazy.
In fact,
Uptowns?
Y'all need to take credit for fucking raising the price. Because at a certain point, you could have copped a pair of white on whites for $50. Now Nike charging almost $200 for them shits.
Bro, I remember
$110 for the lows.
60 clean, man. 320s.
Y'all new money. And that's okay. Y'all new money. We're old money.
Damn it.
Nah, it is what it is.
Hey.
But damn it.
They new money. And the thing is, they've struggled to transition from being new money to old money. Whereas we've been old money for a minute and we've struggled to accept that these niggas is new money. And it's been a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we've gotten comfortable being old money. But it's like, it's all good until you start trying to take shit that we established. It's one thing to take the culture and we had to eat that. And all right, cool, because we love some of these Southern artists. I get it. Like, there's a lie in the South that New York don't like the South. Because I think they need to carry that lie.
Some of our favorite
it makes them feel good.
South, bro.
Some of the most niggas that I play, I was just blasting Future on the way to the fucking studio. You know what I mean? I love T.I.P. Nigga, you kidding me? Like, bro, Paul Wall's one of my personal favorites. Like, I love the South. Like, I could name a bunch of niggas that I listen to that I love. Come on, bro. But it's like, y'all be getting out of character. Y'all don't handle criticism well. Y'all criticize New York. But the minute New York start talking, y'all get defensive and start getting out of character.
Oh, they go New York.
They go, exactly.
It's like a perpetual war, man.
Exactly. Meanwhile, notice that LA and New York don't have these problems because we understand our strengths and our shortcomings, and we meet each other halfway.
Give you.
I mean, back in the day,
yeah, we had
obviously we had our issues,
some tension.
But looking back on it, like we scrapped it out. You know what I mean? We understood our differences and we kept it pushing.
And we appreciated the competition aspect of it.
Exactly.
Niggas was making that fire.
But there was nobody claiming like. Nobody took anything from someone who started something. No, that was just like who's better.
Right.
That's just pure competition. It wasn't. But they can't taking credit from.
They
nobody.
can't have that argument with us.
They
can't. They don't have enough. They got niggas that's nice, but they don't have enough.
And you know what's funny? Like, because I remember back in the day, you know what I mean, being from New York, I used to hear motherfuckers talk about what the fuck is fucking Dickies with fucking Chuck Taylors. You know what I mean? Like that shit is whack because like. We didn't understand their culture over there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But they kept it 100. They kept their style. You know what I mean? And I'm sure from the other way around, they was looking at us like, yo, what's all the Tims and camos and
go to Dr. J's, copy some Dickies.
You know what I mean?
That's where the homage is. The homage is like, yo, I'm about to get me like the West Coast fit. You're still acknowledging that it's a West Coast thing. That's what's important.
I don't ever remember once us looking at them like we gonna copy that style or them looking at us like we're gonna copy that style.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Homage was paid.
But here come another region, a different region. They take the style and then they, years later they want to be like, nah, we started that style.
That's crazy.
Fuck out of here, bro.
Fuck out of here. Honestly. But again, we're not trying to do that with this episode, but it needed to be said because we just.
Oh, we there now.
We there.
We there. It's too late now.
Cats out the bag, Mo.
And y'all niggas be talking crazy. And then they get mad at us. And then the comment section gets mad at us. But it's like, we read what niggas say.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the comment section.
You know what I mean? We read what niggas say. And they be saying some hot fire like we ain't shit.
Y'all be cooking sometimes. Ain't gonna
They tell us we too loud.
But we just
Notice
keeping it a beat.
and we never talk about the greats. When we talk about the rap, like I love how they frame New York biases. We was bashing the South. When we was talking about niggas like the Franchise Boys, we not talking about the nice niggas.
That's a fact.
Facts.
Who's the other niggas that was doing that shit? The Yin Yang twins. Like we talk about the niggas that was whack. That was doing some bullshit. We ain't say that. We didn't make a blanket statement. But now you're trying to steal culture from us, bro?
Yeah.
Come on, gang.
Bro, let's take it back to the 4, 5, 6X long tees in the shorts
Hot boy era.
down to the
Cash
ankles.
Money. They did that.
Nah. But then remember when Wayne, his whole style switched up. Why did it switch up?
Became a New York nigga.
Oh, he became
Fucking with
he basically was
Dipset.
cosplaying Dipset.
Yeah,
He was an
man.
honorary Dipset member.
That's a fact.
Got it. Started
Sin
rocking BB belts
Sin
and
spitting right now.
changed up the whole look.
Before that,
Mr.
Fucking
Me Too.
Bandanas
white
and
tees down to the shin,
Big
Remember
white
he was
beaters.
wearing the
shorts
babes
down
too?
to the ankles.
But that's their thing, so it is what it is. But we definitely did adopt
Shorts
the
down.
free size tees.
Why niggas want to pretend that didn't happen?
You know what I'm saying? It was a thing.
Y'all didn't just
man.
wake up wearing Versace. Y'all went through some shit. You know what I'm saying?
The road was
But
long.
y'all, but
bro.
y'all,
I mean?
but y'all started the
When
trend.
New York was wearing 7 jeans, niggas was down south was wearing jeans down to the shorts down to their ankles.
Oh, the
7X
Soulja Boy
jeans.
type joints.
Remember the Rich Young era? Come on.
Rich
Early in our
Young.
True Religion era, y'all niggas was not wearing trues, bro. Y'all got the trues late, much like I got the everything late.
Got that Kavi.
Come on, bro.
Oh man,
Then a nigga from Chicago said that they started pals. Like, come on, bro.
ridiculous.
Come on, bro.
You
We see mad rappers.
Yo, the Pelly shit is
Somebody gonna take credit for
egregious, bro.
Averex,
It's all
too.
egregious, but like
I'm sure.
the Pelly shit.
When you see niggas wearing them young looking
Come
Averexes
on,
now, that's
bro.
not from New York. Why you think niggas wear Averex jackets?
Big New York niggas remember Belly. Niggas see Nas with the all white.
If you see a nigga in a Vincent jacket, why you think he wearing a Vincent jacket?
Biggie, Mason, them, the whole
If
bad
you was
boy.
in the South wearing a Coogee sweater, why you was wearing a Coogee sweater?
Biggie.
Come on, bro.
It is what it is. I have several. I know the
Come
vibes.
on, bro. The Jersey shit, I'm not gonna claim New York for that, but to say that throwbacks started in the South, I'll give y'all the Mitchell and Ness aesthetic.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
the
Okay.
South.
Yeah.
But if Fife is wearing a throwback in the early 90s, I'm not trying to hear you say that Big Boy started in 98. Bullshit.
We just took it to
If-
a different level.
And let's be clear, it's like, you know, in Killer Mike, I'm disappointed in you because it was to wear throwbacks, official throwbacks, was just literally the next evolution of culture. Because what's getting lost as we get deeper into the 2020s is everything evolved in hip hop back in the infancy of it. We started with one thing, then it became the next thing, then it became the next thing, then it became the next thing. So we went from one jersey to rocking college jerseys, hockey jerseys, baseball jerseys, and remember we had the NFL jersey era for a second.
and not too long ago, we had the TV jersey era. Remember when niggas was rocking like the Al Bundy joint?
Okay.
The nigga Motov from above
Okay.
the rim. The niggas had the shootout joint.
Yeah,
went
the Fresh
The
Prince
Fresh
shit,
Prince
too.
joint, like
Yeah.
We went from the NFL, niggas rocking NFL jerseys all over the place. That transitioned into the NBA shit. From the NBA shit, that transitioned into the throwback era. And once we got to the throwback era, it was all sports was on the table.
Remember
But
when
specifically, it was baseball and basketball that was heavy.
98 on the Hard Knock Life tour. Hov had like a new jersey on like damn near every fucking stop.
Come on.
Fab was like the throwback nigga. He was the throwback nigga. The Mitchell and Ness
In real
sponsorship.
time, Fab was the Jersey guy.
In
Nobody
real
was saying
time.
it was Big Boy.
Come on, man.
And again, we're not trying
Fab
to diss the South. We're just trying to tell y'all in real time how I remember it being 17, 18, 19. Fab was the nigga for the jerseys.
the nigga.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you had these conversations and you say it started, we evolved into the throwbacks. And if you want to argue that the first nigga to rock a throwback jersey in a music video was Big Boy from that era as far as the Mitchell and Ness aesthetic, all right.
No, can't
I can give
fight
you that.
Yeah.
He might have made niggas aware of Mitchell and Ness. Cool. Shout out Big Boy. But jerseys and throwbacks, nah, bro. Not at all. Jerseys was part of the culture. All Big Boy did, and that was the competitive aspect of hip hop, was raise the stakes.
Yeah.
If y'all wearing these official shits, I'ma rock these throwbacks and
Throwbacks.
fuck the whole game up.
Yeah.
That was competition. Who could be the flyest? Who could introduce some new shit to the table? But like to say he was the first, and then the nigga Killer Mike was like, "Oh, Phife Dawg inspired us." If Phife is wearing the jersey,
he's the one that did it.
Inspired you, then he's the first one. What are you talking about,
nigga?
1+1.
He got 11.
He got 11.
I got 11.
It's 2. It's 2, bro.
Every once in a while, you get 11.
Damn, bro. And the thing is, that's how defensive they get. Killer Mike quote tweeted my shit. Mad niggas. Yo, my nigga. Word to mother. Mad niggas said Phife Dawg. Mad niggas.
Another classic.
All I did was quote tweet and said the correct answer is Phife Dawg with the screenshot of the jersey he was wearing.
Phife,
he jumped on my shit. I'm talking about within minutes.
It's because they know.
The 5-footer.
It's because they know.
Because they know. Okay, Sin. So he got defensive because I pushed the button.
You told the truth.
Yo, listen, y'all can have it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all have had it for 20 years. Just don't take shit that we established. It's called, listen. I understand that y'all get defensive when we say certain shit. But we got to call it what it is. We have to. When we had it and when LA had it, there was a certain level that was meant to be kept. Once y'all got it, that level decreased. This is not us bashing the South. This is the truth. But you can't do it like me. We didn't make that song. We didn't do that. That's not us.
Wait till you see mine.
Come on, bro. We didn't do that.
Wait till you see mine.
What it is, ho? What's up? MIYT. Come on, y'all did all of that. Come on, bro. And then like 8 Ball of MGG wasn't doing that. It was making fire.
Scarface wasn't doing
UGK was making fire.
Not. Bun B.
Outkast wasn't doing
Hulk Dungeon Family was making fire.
Salute to
But
the
they
boys.
wasn't getting the light that the bullshit was getting. No disrespect to Soulja Boy, but come on.
No, full
watch me,
disrespect to
you.
Soulja Boy. I'm sorry.
He's definitely a part of the problem.
All I'm saying is, when we highlight that certain things that didn't evolve the skill level of the culture got the light, things started to take a hit. And did New York, you know, do what they needed to do to compete? Yes, they did. And we talked about that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if I'm a rapidy rap nigga and I'm nice as fuck, and Craig Cowman at Atlantic is like, nah, we need you to make a jingle. We need you to make some ringtone shit. Who am I to say no? If I want to get on, there was a sign of nice niggas. It just wasn't. Like, people say New York fell off. Did New York fall off? Y'all really want to have that conversation, or did the nice niggas get told no?
It was it was a certain segment, certain region was like, we can't do that, so we gonna do this.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And then people in the industry were like, oh, that shit that they're doing, we could package that a lot more easily.
Yeah. There you go.
And spread it much further and make a lot more money.
Yeah. Fast food.
Fast forward, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing. When y'all say New York can't get on, y'all don't ever want to have a real conversation about the business where label head looks at you and says, you're making some highfalutin shit that I don't want. The fast food shit is working. Granted, that artist might be a one-hit wonder, but we're going to take that. If you look at the heavyweights of rap, Kendrick is in California. J. Cole is, for all intents and purposes, a New York rapper. He's from North Carolina, but he's a New York rapper. His whole aesthetic, he don't rhyme like he from. He not. What's homie name? PD Pablo. He don't rhyme like PD Pablo. He a New York nigga. Aubrey's a cosplayer. Aubrey's from wherever he's from at the time. Who's the Atlanta nigga? Who's the number one Atlanta nigga right now? 21?
Fuge.
21, Fuge.
Gunna, maybe.
Gunna not even sanctioned in this city like that. Whatever happened with the street shit, that's none of our business. But the reality is, Gunna had to do a show in New York first before he got back to Atlanta.
Place, yeah.
Y'all did it. All of the true heavyweights in rap who are moving units, They got bars, or they at least they try to rap at a certain level to where they understand what the forefathers expected of them. Yeah. All of the other niggas is.
And the thing is, there was this conversation happening. You know what I mean? I'm gonna shout them out. They take our bars. I'm gonna take their bars a little bit. Hot 97. They was having a conversation about fast food. It had nothing to do with music. It was about fast food, literal fast food. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so the conversation was, you know what I mean? There was somebody had brought up Taco Bell. You know what I mean? And I think it was Rosenberg that was like, yo, I like Taco Bell. But I don't like Taco Bell like it's like I compare it to actual authentic Mexican cuisine.
Right.
I just compare it to other fast food. Yeah. And I think at a certain point, we got to that point in music where we're comparing fast food to other fast food.
There you go.
You know what I mean? We're comparing bullshit to other bullshit and talk about what's the better bullshit. What's the less shitty
version of
bullshit that we have out there.
That's crazy.
What's the bullshit that I'm willing to digest right now?
The shitty list.
You know what I mean? And not comparing it to what it actually is supposed to be, which is cuisine. You know what I mean? There's a whole other lane of cuisine.
Cuisine.
Musical cuisine.
Yeah. Ironically, we'll get into this eventually.
Authentic cuisine.
But the rapidy rap shit is all of the rapidy rap shit is getting called adult contemporary.
Yeah.
Like, why is that? Because the young niggas don't want to be
lumped in with the mumble rappers. Right. Don't want to be lumped in with the actual spitters. You know, like I said, there's a term in some parts of the world, the word lyricist, you know, is kind of looked at as like, oh, he's gonna use a lot of words and be boring to this era of rapper, you know. So they're trying to be as furthest away from that. Everything now is about how everything sounds more than the actual quality and the you know, the sustenance of the music. It's more just like, I gotta make everyone feel good at this moment, which there's a time and place for that.
It's sugar. It's all sugar.
Saccharin. It's worse than sugar.
It's fucking high fructose corn syrup.
And to use your food thing, it's nothing wrong. If you have little McDonald's here and there, it's the degradation of food that now we look at like a 2-day-old cheeseburger as food. You get what I'm saying? It's just that the game has degraded that much. I watch the shit and degrade like that. You know, you still got a real beef patty on your burger. You know what I'm saying? We still use like potato buns, real mayo, real ketchup. Today it's more like everything just seems so artificial. You get what I'm saying?
I see. I mean, and it's like they get defensive, and I don't want them to get defensive. I want them to be clear that we're talking about the whack shit that got put in position to where a person like a Sexy Red could get in.
Talk about it.
And then y'all get mad at us when we talk about Ice Spice. But it's like how we individual can bash Ice Spice and sanction Sexy Red.
It's crazy.
It don't make sense to me.
Here's the thing.
It's not regional bias, and what is
crazy.
And I mean, I'm afraid this might get into a much deeper conversation.
Okay.
So I'll, you know, I won't get too deep on it, but pause.
Thank you. Required.
But it's like I kind of understand the defensiveness when your whole lifestyle, you know what I mean, your day-to-day life revolves around consuming fast food. You know what I mean? Like if you become addicted to fast food, right? Going with the food analogy. If you become addicted to fast food and somebody comes up to you and is like, yo, you know that's not good for you. You're too far gone. Yeah. It's too much a part of your life. It's embedded. It's threaded into your being at that point. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, fuck you. I'm gonna eat what I want. Yeah. I'm gonna listen to what I want. You can't tell me better.
And now you're almost like an enemy because they think you're trying to control what I like. You get what I'm saying? They don't see it as I'm trying to help you find better nourishment. You know what I'm saying? They just think, who are you to tell me that this nourishment is better, even though we clearly see this nourishment is better. You know, it's just,
that's all it is. The whack shit that got crazy. Elevated is what we have a problem with. But then we got past that. But then when you start trying to steal shit from us or say like we didn't do this and this, we not responsible for that. Don't try to now. All right, y'all got the crown in hip hop. Don't try to take our history from us now. Come on.
It's one thing to try to deny someone their props. It's another
Right.
thing to try to deny them and take the credit for the shit. You
Man,
know,
you try to
that's a
take
whole
our
different kind
history
of
from us.
energy.
Niggas
Yeah.
worked hard for that history. Okay?
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Fuck
We
that
gave
shit.
y'all the blueprint.
I'm
Not the album, an actual
The true blueprint.
The true print. Pause.
If
You know what I mean?
Where did this show go?
I don't
what
know.
the fuck?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I just thought about this.
I don't want to talk anymore for the rest of the episode.
Shit.
Nah, we gave y'all the blueprint, man.
No, but it's like,
Step-by-step blueprint for you to get your shit on track.
come on.
Crazy.
Not your wig pushed back.
But it's like, but then what get me, and then we got to move on. We got to have our shit to talk about.
He said booklet, but I'll change it.
The shit that gets me mad is a person like a Yachty can make a statement like that, right? And the minute we talk up, they get defensive. Or they play, not get defensive, they play the victim. Y'all can't do all of this shit and then play victim when we talk up. And that's the shit that gets me upset. The minute we talk, they become the victim. Here we go being loud New Yorkers.
Y'all gotta have everything.
Man, no, we don't. we haven't had the shit we love the most in 20 years.
Facts.
Bro.
Because now I'm telling you, this chat right now is, I forgot the nigga name, but anytime we get on some New York and South shit, he pop up in the chat. He don't comment on nothing else. But the minute we start talking about the regional shit, he be in there getting defensive. And it's like, fam, your man said that. Why we can't defend our city? Why we can't defend our region?
The motherfucker
Why?
just listen to the blueprint. I'm sorry, not the blueprint. The Black Album. the other day.
21 years later.
Now, okay, he said he's 26. 21,
He
27, he was
is
5
who
years.
we thought he
That-
was.
yeah.
Right. So that fine, that's understandable. But then like one of the comments he said apparently was like that he wasn't too much of a fan of the live production style.
Shut the fuck up.
Nigga.
The
See,
what? Like the warmth?
We vary.
Was it the
The
warmth?
warmth.
Was it the dynamic range? Was it the young guru mixing and mastering?
Hard
Supreme?
drums.
Like, what you mean by that? You know what I mean?
Like the sonics being pitch perfect
Yeah.
on every song?
Flawless.
That's what the quality. So it's the quality that you didn't like. Copy.
So
But he grew up on the fast food of today, so
yeah,
you know,
I mean, I could see we gonna stick a pin in that conversation. Big Sean does an interview with Charlamagne, right? In the midst of that conversation, he says that Kendrick Lamar, you know, the Element record got leaked or whatever. There was some miscommunication, but Kenny apologized to Big Sean via text.
So he
Hold
says.
on. I mean, he showed
So
Charlamagne.
he says.
Charlamagne read it.
I didn't hear the word apology in
Did
the reading.
Kenny duck the smoke from Big Sean?
Absolutely not. Get the
Yes,
fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Let's talk about it, Sin.
In no universe,
No universe.
I don't care how many times Doctor Strange like opens up portals and looks through timelines and shit.
Comatage.
In no universe was Kendrick Lamar ever scared of the smoke, ducking the smoke from Big Sean. Of all people, Big Sean?
He apologized to the nigga.
I mean,
You believe that?
Charlamagne read it. He read it.
Big Sean said,
asking me if
bro,
I believe it.
listen, I saw the exchange.
Yes.
It didn't seem like I study like Charlamagne's reactions in body language a lot of the time. and it just seemed like he was like, you know, kind of appeasing. Yeah, sure. Apologize. Yeah, of course.
I mean, we can't trust you.
we can't trust Charlamagne.
I trust Charlamagne more in this situation than I trust you.
you. That's but to second what Sin's saying,
we
he
trusted
didn't.
Big Sean.
Yeah.
His word?
He didn't
he
say
not that type of
apologize,
nigga.
bro. He did. I remember he said, what did he say? he said something of, yeah, you see, he gave a sense of an apology.
Right.
I didn't hear a sense of an apology. But from what he read, it sounded like you got condolences for Nip passing, and hey, some shit that I cooked you on might drop.
He
It's my
basically
fault.
said that, you know what? That shit went left. I probably OD type shit. You know what I mean? Something like that.
What I heard Sean say, I don't know if it's verbatim, but what I got from it, yeah, he basically apologized. When you say he basically apologized, it wasn't a real apology. It was what you took from it.
Maybe he just said, yo, I didn't mean it. The shit was leaked.
What Big Sean took from it.
I didn't mean to cook you.
And he didn't want to read it. He didn't want to read it off his phone. He said that
I
was going to be
respect that,
bitch
though.
made.
I respect
it. You know what I mean? And then Charlemagne was just like, yeah.
You can't
Just
apologize for
move the shit along.
You can't apologize for the bars he gave him.
Big Sean. Charlemagne read the text exchange. And did not say, yeah. Y'all niggas is
no. The word apology or I'm sorry was nowhere near in that speech.
Put it this way: we don't know that because we ain't see the message. But the point of the matter is, Kendrick Lamar walked it back. That's what happened. He walked it back.
Do you remember the bars that came from that song?
All right, but he
walked that back.
He walked it back. He want to fight Drake because he could beat Drake, but he ain't
cute ass raps get your puberty up. You can't really walk that back though.
He did
bro.
though, according to Sean.
According to Sean.
Sean not a sucker though. He not Drake. He not on no sucker shit. He said to himself, I'm not gonna rap against a nigga after he texts me down on some clout chaser shit. Why would he say that?
That whole interview, I don't know, man. All right,
let's talk about it.
Let's. I'll put my Big Sean, my anti Big Sean bias on the table.
Please, for fuck's sake.
You know what I mean? I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan. But it just seemed like a lot of over explaining on a lot of things. You know what I mean?
You got it, sir.
A lot of over explaining, a lot of like extra details, and I'm a detailed oriented guy. So on one level, I respect it, but then as far as an interview goes, it's like you don't protest too much.
It sounds like you calling Sean pussy, bro.
I'm not calling pussy.
That's what it sound like to me.
You just protest too much. It's like you saying too much to try to explain things away, and I'm like, why do you have to explain so much?
My thing is, if someone says something like really disrespectful about you, and it's something that maybe a lot of people agree with, and then they just say, I'm sorry. I don't know if for most people that's gonna be good enough. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Sean needs to leak a track and say, hey, my bad too, and do something in reverse. It just seems weird that the bars to me were pretty scathing. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, but why you keep talking about the bars? Sean got the nigga rapped the bars, and then he ain't text Drake. He text Sean though.
He literally hates Drake though.
He texted Sean after he rapped.
Yeah, you my man's man.
My bad, bro.
My West Coast brethren passed away. He fucked with you, so
he copped it.
My bad. You read the text?
I didn't see
I was there. I'm part of the kid.
You hacked into his phone?
Part of the Detroit
he sent
team?
me the screenshot.
All right.
Oh man, I don't know, man.
Yo, is there a bit? Okay, so there's, you know what I mean? There's definitely the OVO hive.
That nigga trying to call Sean.
There's a
pussy.
Kendrick
I don't
hive.
Like that.
Is there a Big Sean hive?
There is no Big Sean hive.
I don't know.
It's a small faction.
It's either you like Big Sean or you don't.
Yo, I seen somebody on Twitter today.
There's more
refer to
niggas
him
that
as
don't like
their
Big
GOAT.
Sean. What?
Somebody referred to Big Sean as their GOAT.
It's like picking Paul George as your GOAT. Like,
somebody might have him. Somebody might have him.
Here. You know what I mean? I love Big Sean. Y'all know that.
My GOAT.
But GOAT talk,
referring to
that's
Big
what,
Sean.
let's draw the line right there, champ.
How old is
Slow down. Nah, but you know, here's the thing, and this is another thing. I threw the voice note in the group chat, and Big Sean made the comment. He was like, you know, because I don't want niggas to feel like I ain't stand on my square, whatever. And I said, I'm pretty sure on the rap roundtable a couple weeks ago, I said, sure, you might need to fight back, my nigga. Like, what's up?
You did?
And then all of a sudden, Sean talking to Charlemagne saying that.
You definitely did.
Who else talks about Big Sean like that? Can y'all send me podcast clips? Y'all can DM me on Twitter, DM the Rap Roundtable Twitter, whichever one works for you. Hit me on Instagram. Find the clips where niggas, some random is defending Big Sean. Because I find it very ironic that maybe a week ago, even week and a half, I said, "Yo, Sean, you gotta stand on your square, my nigga." And then he's talking to Charlamagne saying, "Oh, well, niggas feel like I ain't do what I was supposed to do." And let's get into the crux of it. Pause. He didn't stand on his square. I don't give a fuck about no apologies. And rap, you can rap, and I can respond back, and then we can apologize.
There you go.
He didn't stand on his square. I stand on that 100%. If the nigga said what he said on Element, on that leak, and y'all had behind the scenes conversations, but that record somehow got out there, and Kendrick Lamar is not some nobody rapper, I want to believe that, I'm willing to believe, part of me, that if that record got out, it's because Kendrick wanted it to get out.
Sanctioned it.
He's not somebody who don't control his shit.
How many people would have access to that?
Okay. And he's the type of nigga who don't put out music recently. Let's be clear. He controls every aspect of his releases now.
And people want to paint him as a clout chaser now because he went at it with Drake. But at no point in Kendrick's career has he ever been looked at as a clout chaser.
Nah.
Kenny wanted that smoke. Everybody knew that fight was supposed to happen, bro. And it's like, what? Like I don't take nobody seriously that plays that type of game with Kenny and put that next to Kenny name. And most of them had that little owl on their Twitter account or the Six God shit. It's like, you're not meant to be taken seriously if you call a Kenny a clout chaser, because that means you wasn't following this shit. This shit was 10 years in the making.
An owl and a blue check.
Come on, suck a dick.
Absolutely not.
You an engagement farmer. You know what I mean? But it's like, Big Sean, as a man, you probably felt like you did the right thing, and I'm not here to tell you how to be a man and how to whatever. But if, to Sin's point, if you gotta like explain away, like it's on a ground level situation, if you get punched, right? Some nigga duff you and you don't punch him back. If we leave the spot after you got punched and I'm telling you, well, I ain't want to fight because, I didn't want.
Right.
It's a lot of
That's the vibe I was getting.
A lot of yapping.
You didn't want to fight the nigga. That's all that was.
That's all that matters. You didn't want to fight the nigga.
The nigga did what he did. And essentially, this interview is kind of in the same vein, of what happened with J. Cole. You ducked the fade. Because you could have responded. You could have, honestly, we do this shit as men all the time. We are willfully ignorant in certain situations. What we know is not that, but we just do it anyway. And you had your chance to do it anyway, because you said you was prepared. But I guess he wants to be honorable. But to me, like, most niggas, when they preach how honorable they are, you're afraid. Most honorable niggas don't gotta tell you they're honorable.
The good nigga with the crystals.
They history speaks to it. To me, that interview, you lost me with that.
There's not. To be fair, there's people that are honorable. There's dudes that are honorable.
For sure, but they don't preach it.
But I think if you overly preach it, it's like you're hiding behind.
Okay.
Especially if you constantly throwing out little jabs like you do want the smoke. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like a nigga saying some of the craziest shit about you and then tells you beforehand, I'm sorry, but everyone heard the crazy shit he said about you. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you gotta rap back, bro. You gotta rap back. Because he said a lot of things that a lot of people feel. You know what I'm saying? You're more famous for your love life than your raps. I'm sorry. The whole Ariana Grande and the shit with what's her name again? I'm the singer.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about,
Janae,
the wifey. Like you would know more for that than the actual raps. And he said, he said, I can't make the people respect you. He said that Kendrick said that in the bars.
And I'll take it a step further, because it's like, this is the thing that gets lost in actions, right? He spent that interview saying that Kenny texted him and apologized. Cool. Put it to the side. Let's focus on the fact, and I tried to break this down to y'all with the J. Cole shit, and I'm gonna use that logic again right now. Kenny wrote the bars. He went to the studio, recorded the bars, listened to that shit mad times,
cued it,
probably punched in a couple of times or rapped a verse a few times before the shit got done right. Then it got mixed. Then it got mastered. Then somehow it got leaked. There was so many opportunities for Kenny to say, I'm not gonna do this. But he rapped it and it got out there. For you to accept that apology as a rapper, knowing what the process is, that man meant what he said. And as a man, You should have punched him back.
Well,
Then apologize
and
after.
that's where I'll
Facts.
come in. I would have respected it more if there was that text exchange, and he would have been like, I feel you, but you know I'm gonna have to get you back.
It's a fact.
You know what I mean? And then we could call it square, and we could move on.
And that's the thing. It's like Hov.
You gotta get your lick back.
Hov
Got
and
to.
I showed you that we could say whatever we want to say as men, as long as we keep it as men, and then we could squash it later.
Within
Niggas
the
said
line,
dick
man.
sucking lips.
Getting girls now.
Said your career is niggas. He called Nas a fraud. The tech on the dresser.
Only one good album.
Come on, the Kofi shit.
Bro.
Come on, bro.
Disrespect.
Jay tried to sneak attack. They said a lot of shit to each other.
Yeah.
In the midst of competition, we can do that as long as we understand it's competition.
Yes.
And then we can move past it as men. Maybe the quality of man ain't the same no more. But if that nigga wrote them bars and had the gumption to go to the studio and record them bars, you shouldn't have accepted the apology.
He rapped them.
It's not a text message or a heated argument where I say fuck you in the argument, then I gotta walk it back later. He recorded it.
Multiple bars.
He had a reason. He meant that shit. Everything he said, he meant it.
Meant it. That's what I'm like, to say sorry now is like, sorry, but I definitely still mean the things I said.
And then by you accepting an apology, you now look like a sucker if you rap back now.
Crazy.
You shouldn't rap. And then you shouldn't even respond to the text message. Let that shit touch air, nigga. I'm a rap. You not that good. I'm nicer than you. You a clout chasing. He could have said whatever he wanted to say about Kenny. Didn't text him back. You know what? My bad, bro. I felt like I needed to get that off. Because it's not like they friends. They don't collaborate like that.
You said in the joint, did you talk, Punch asked him, did you speak to Kenny? He said no. So obviously they wasn't even communicating like
so why
that.
are we communicating now? Let's squabble. And then we could do all the texting after the fact.
He wanted
And
peace,
then
I guess.
there was that part where he was like, they said it wasn't no smoke. But then it turns out that there was a little smoke.
Little smoke,
A lot of smoke.
I smelled a little something.
A little faint smell of smoke.
I got a whiff.
Nigga, it was
Little
mad smoke,
There
bro.
was smoke in the air, bro.
Smokey the beer smoke.
Kenny don't rhyme the way he rhyme if it's not smoke, bro.
The energy was
Kenny
crazy.
don't like that nigga. That was a lot of disliking them bars.
A lot, bro. That's why I'm like, the bars were intense.
Come on, bro. But anyway, y'all tell us in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Should Sean have thumbs up or thumbs down? Should Sean have rapped and then accepted the apology? Or did he do right by accepting the apology? Thumbs up, rap, thumbs down, he did right by accepting the apology. Let me know. A$AP Rocky finally got back around to responding to Aubrey. You know, I like the record. Deanie talked to me. You heard the response. You heard what A$AP had to say to Drake. Was that a good enough response by Deanie, in Deanie's opinion, from A$AP?
I know. I think it was cool. I think we're not exactly expecting A$AP to like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Dumb out.
Yeah, like give us the not like us or anything like that.
Yeah,
We expect him to
Let
do
a
what he
whole
does.
clip off.
Gonna create a nice vibe, sonically dope, something that you want to hear in the spot on the drive. And it's like, I like the bars. I like the vibe. I think it's a cool song. And I think you don't really have to like smoke Drake as far as like, you don't have to like write your A+ bars. Now I think with all the shit going on surrounding him, he's kind of at a low point. So any little nudge is kind of like a kick to the face. You get what I'm saying? And I think this was a nice little nudge kick to the face. You know, let me know. My wifey is the one you always wanted. You know what I'm saying? My wifey is the poster girl. We know who your wifey is. You know, we see who you had the kid with.
Right.
A joint he supposedly was rocking with back in the day. So it's like, it's a lot of tension there, you know? And I love the energy. Big New York, shout out to A$AP. And I like the fact he's actually rapping back. He could have took this light. A$AP don't really have to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's where I'll come in because like I'm a big proponent of context is everything. You know what I mean? This is why I don't like when people Mace like to like bring up these false equivalencies or like, you know, if the roles were reversed and you know, you wouldn't feel the same way. Context is everything. You know what I mean? As far as A$AP Rocky is concerned, as a rapper, we're not expecting that much from him at this point, right? We never expected all that much from him rap wise from the beginning. Good sonics, a vibe, you know what I mean? But like in terms of like lyrical dexterity, in terms of like being, you know, like jumping into a battle, it's not something we would have ever expected out of him. You know what I mean? So I think his response is perfect for what we expect out of A$AP Rocky. You know what I mean? So to that end, I'm not mad at it. I'm cool with it. I like it. You know what I mean? And it's exactly the response that we would want out of an A$AP Rocky. He's not gonna get super deep, super lyrical. He's not gonna break down the whole history of Atlanta and how Drake is a colonizer. That's not what we expect out of A$AP Rocky. But A$AP Rocky does have Rihanna on his arm.
It's his wife. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Child's mother several times.
And we know the history.
Am I wrong? Did they get married?
They did.
They
Yeah,
did.
absolutely.
His wife.
Wifey.
Yes. And we know the history of Drake lusting after Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that is the ultimate flex from him. He doesn't need to say anything more.
Plus, the
You know what I
constant
mean?
mentions of like that don't help.
And look, and to be honest, I think that there's a certain level of potency to what A$AP Rocky said about Drake here that is possibly almost at the level of what Kendrick said about Drake from his level.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like super deep, doesn't have to be super historical, but like that one bar about I got her. I got her. I have babies with her. This is who you wanted your whole life. You couldn't get her. I got her.
And you can have pretty
You
much
gotta
any
eat
joint
that.
you want.
And she loved that.
But you
nigga.
couldn't get this
You
one girl.
have to eat that.
That's
That's all he has to
Two,
eat. That's literally all he
is
has
it
to
2 or
say.
3 kids now?
Two, I think. Isn't it two?
I don't even know anymore. You know what I mean? Did you see like she was pregnant, had a kid, and got pregnant again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Married.
each other,
I think
man.
it's 2. I was about to say 3, but it's Cardi that's pregnant.
Ah.
Yeah, okay. We don't do the gossip blogs. We don't know. You know what I mean? But you know what, Sin? I'm gonna layer on to what Sin said because he nailed it as far as like he got the woman you wanted. And it's like I remember it was one of them award shows where they was supposedly in a relationship and he tried to kiss on the stage and Rihanna Rihanna treated him like he was beneath her the whole time. Even if he did kill and he clapped, I'm pretty sure Drake clapped them cheeks.
Yeah.
But Rihanna wanted them top them.
Clapped and claimed are 2 different things.
Hear me out. And it's like it's one thing to, you know, you like back in the day you had the popular girl that liked you, but she didn't want niggas to know that she liked you. That's how she treated Drake. Meanwhile, she had kids and married A$AP Rocky
On Front
who,
Street.
as a celebrity, is not nearly on the level of a Drake,
Right.
but married the nigga. They did the whole photo shoot in Harlem
New York swag.
under the fucking train tracks and shit. You know what I mean? Y'all remember that photo shoot?
Not
New
in
York
Atlanta?
vibes.
Nah?
Not even in her home country.
I mean, I'm wondering if Cardi
came to the
Cardi
city.
probably wish she had a New York nigga right now. New York nigga would have been a little more neater about having her looking crazy.
Yeah. we don't do it the way.
All right, look. we going low.
Not in Barbados,
Hey.
but New York.
But New York.
Hey. So it's like she treated Drake, although Drake was a megastar, she treated Drake like the nigga she didn't want niggas to know she was dating. She was on a scene with Breezy, not on a scene
Everywhere.
with. She treated Drake like a lame. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Drake. This is not my opinion. I'm just saying, from an outsider's perspective, if we're at an award show, the whole hood know we in a relationship, and I try to kiss you after you win an award, and you give me your cheek to kiss, I'm a buster. I gotta be a buster.
Gotta be.
I gotta be. We all seen it.
That shit was
Nasty
harsh,
work.
bro.
Yeah.
That shit was
treated
harsh.
him like, my nigga, I'm too cool for you.
bro.
You feel me? When nobody's looking, we could cuddle, we could
Got
whatever. You could call me the pet name that you referenced on a diss record. But at the end of the day, to A$AP's point, I wifed her. What I took away from that record was the fact that A$AP said the thing that a lot of niggas don't say when they diss Drake. And that's, you not like that. The nerve of you to talk to me like that. Were you not like that? Kenny didn't even take that right. Kenny was too busy trying to rip him down as a person and saying he's a colonizer, he's a bad dad, etc. He pussy. You know what I mean? But to say you not like that, you can't talk to me like that. And if you know anything about A$AP Rocky in New York City, a lot of niggas just look at A$AP Rocky as the fashion nigga.
Yeah.
They don't know about A$AP Rocky's New York history. So when ASAP says you not like that, it's because he knows that Drake, when it comes to me and you as men, you not like that. So you got me fucked up. At the end of the day, Riri chose this nigga because obviously Drake not like that. You know what I mean?
ASAP from the streets, bro.
He's street nigga. And I found out the other day because I don't follow ASAP. That wasn't my era. But like, bro was telling me that ASAP is a whole blood and all of that. Like, I didn't know that. You know what I mean?
ASAP was outside,
like sanction, like big blood.
Yeah.
Just was in Harlem the other day.
Nigga, yo, bro.
In the trenches.
When son told me that shit, I'm like, I thought ASAP was just some rapping ass nigga from Harlem that went to Soho. He said, no, that nigga is a captain.
ASAP mob is a movement, bro.
When a nigga told me he's like a high level ranking blood, I'm like, huh? ASAP Rocky?
Not just throwing up random hand signals all up in the video.
Sid might as well have been in the conversation. That's what the nigga said. He said ASAP is a high ranking blood.
Wow.
So when a nigga say, Drake, you not like that. Stop talking to me like that.
You ain't like that.
Niggas will really beat you up. That's what. Again, how can I, as a pedestrian sidewalk nigga, when I hear them type of bars, based on what I was told, how else can I take that?
Smoke.
That's why Drake act the way he act, because too many niggas feel like he pussy, and he can't prove niggas wrong. Who he gonna fight?
All he could do is bang your girl.
I mean, he did fight Chris Brown, or allegedly fight Chris with the whole thing in the club.
Bottle to the head type vibes.
You know what I mean? But it's like, bro, too many niggas is calling you ass, Drake.
Yeah.
That's why he act the way he act. He hate hip hop. All the hip hop niggas call him pussy.
Well, because here's the thing, like you're a cash cow.
Yeah.
You're making money for motherfuckers.
Wow,
but that's not gonna equate.
So they're tolerating.
Right. That's not gonna equate to
real
street
love.
respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Real acknowledgement.
It's not gonna equate to cloth. It's gonna equate to paper.
Even ASAP got a couple of threads on him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Shit. ASAP said, yo, bro, you not like that, bro. Stop playing with me. I'll beat you up.
That's what I was saying.
That's how I took them bars.
Yeah.
If I ever see you, I'm beating you up. And you know I will. And if it's not me, it's my mans. Nigga, again, we don't condone violence here. But allegedly, ASAP clapped his own man.
Yeah.
Got a case behind that.
Real shit.
And you talking about this nigga wife?
Real shit. Couple dollars for the lawyer.
Yo, when the nigga say, yo, ASAP is big blood, I was like, what? You mean this whole time I thought he was just some fashion nigga that was rapping like them niggas from Texas? He's like, nah, that nigga's blood. He can go anywhere. He's good. That's what the nigga told me. He said, ASAP can go anywhere. He's good.
Niggas think because he always smiling that everything ain't wavy.
And it goes back to Rihanna. Rihanna like a certain type of nigga, don't she?
Yeah, she do.
Absolutely.
It ain't Drake. She like I'm a little rough around the edges.
Yeah. Even Breezy was a little rough around the
Little
edges.
I need a one dance or whatever the song they did together. It's good, but it's not enough. So you could diss a nigga, you could just say, I fucked your baby moms, and I got the girl of your dreams. What you can tell me?
Nasty.
You tried to get Nicki Minaj, she chose a street nigga too. Like, shit, Drake.
Crazy.
Maybe that's why Drake want to be a street nigga.
I'm telling you, man.
That's crazy.
Hey, I want to go to Canada, though, so I'm going to relax.
Me too. Me
You know
too.
what I mean? I'm gonna
Great
relax
Lakes
right
out
here.
there. Great Lakes.
Hey, Dame Dash, though. Let's get into it.
Oh, man.
The news came out that, you know, he has to sell his 33.3% of Rockefeller Records. And not only does he have to sell it, he's not even actually the person selling it. Like, the federal government is in charge of the sale of his percentage of Rockefeller Records. So you got to consider all of the talk about Cameron and Mace are going to buy it. I forgot who jumped in and was like Drake. I think Lupe said that Drake should buy it. All the conversations that Dame has had on different platforms. This whole time, Dame Dash has been frauding with this situation. He never had control. That whole narrative that got out there about Cam and Mace, he literally, physically could not, it's not his anymore. Dame Dash out here, you know, I'm sorry to the people who don't like Jay-Z, right? But Dame, this happening to Dame and the report coming out that the federal government is in charge of the sale, it kind of makes Dame look like shit. Like a hurt person, like a hurt ex. Because you do all these interviews and you say all these things and you create all these narratives so that you can look a certain way in the life, when in reality, you don't have control over your biggest asset. So say the rap now, when that news came out, What did you have to say, or what did you think in that moment when you realized that not Dame Dash, but the federal government is selling his stake in Rockefeller?
Shit is sad, bro. In all honesty, it kind of falls in line with what I suspected. I hoped that because of the history with Dame, because of the his significance to the Rockefeller era, the culture, you know what I mean. And again, just because I'm a Nas fan doesn't mean I can't have genuine respect and love for that Rockefeller era.
What?
There's
Huh?
so much heat. You know what I mean, from that era.
What do you mean by that?
Especially early 2000s, bro.
What's that?
The whole Rockefeller movement, early 2000s. Man, that shit ran the clubs, bro.
It did.
It really did, though.
It ran the clubs.
It ain't capping.
Ran the clubs. So, and Dame was a major. He was a major part of it. He was a major energy in it. Like, you know what I mean? You saw him in the videos. You know what I mean? The Dame that. Like, can I tell you? Let me digress a second. The amount of times that I fucking did the Dame Dash dance in the club.
With the spin.
You know what I mean? With the spin.
Iconic.
The
Come on, bro.
knee up.
the dice roll.
Gotta do the knee up.
By the ear. The spin. Like, the Dame Dash dance.
Iconic.
Iconic. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have fond memories of that era. But every time that I would see him in another interview, like I always it got worse and worse. It was always like, damn, bro, like you talking about Jay-Z again? Like, how much are they paying? Are you that hard up for the cash?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
where the money's
yeah,
at.
it turns out the answer to that question was yes. He needed the fucking money. You know what I mean? And like, part of me wanted to feel like he just wanted to tell his story or his side of the story. But his side of the story kept on being like the same story over and over and over again. It was like, how many times are you gonna like go over the same story again and again and again?
As many times
and
as
it was
niggas
like
want to hear it.
as many times as they give you a paycheck for it, I guess. All that to finally come to this culmination where you kept fronting like this was under your control. Like, these assets, this percentage of the company was under your control, and you got to pick and choose who gets it, who takes it. You know what I mean? Even like having these you know what I mean, these stories where you're like almost trolling Jay-Z, like, yo, I'm gonna sell it to such and such just to get under Jay-Z's, skin or whatever. The whole time to come to find out, it was never under your control. It was never your decision to make. You saw this coming from like deep, right? And finally, the chickens are coming home to roost. Pause. Yeah, you're right.
Touche.
You're right. Pause. Damn. But finally,
It's really Walt laughing that got me.
the chickens are coming home to roost.
Walt the Great.
You know what I mean? And the day of reckoning has come upon us, and now like we come to find out that like this whole facade that you've built up, none of it was true. You know what I mean? It was never under your control. It was never your decision to make. They've basically fucking repoed your shit. You know what I mean? The only claim you have to and that's the saddest part, is like, this is the claim that you have to the culture. This is the claim that you have to the history of hip hop.
Not no more.
And they repoed that shit. And now they're gonna sell it off to the highest.
Repoed your vehicle.
It was all good just a week ago.
Man.
Bro.
Nigga.
And now it's gonna go to the highest bidder? Like, who was that guy that fucking
Fam.
bought the Wu-Tang album? Martin Shkreli?
Yeah,
or some
Sorelli
shit?
or something like that.
Like,
yeah.
it's gonna be some type of motherfucker like that,
It's gonna be Jay-Z.
It's gonna be Hope,
and that's
bro.
gonna be the sickest part of this whole shit.
bro.
Like, whoever, if anyone even tries to even put a little bid down, it's gonna be like, what is Jay-Z gonna give me for this? That's pretty much how it's gonna work. And I don't think it was necessarily like he didn't have any access to it and they just snatched it from him. I just think like anything else that's your baby, the sentimental value you have for it just outweighs what it might actually be worth. So I'm sure he's gotten offers for a third of Rockefeller. Come on, my nigga. It just, what offer was good enough when that's literally your life's work? Like, how much is enough? I'm sure people were giving offers. He probably was like, this don't feel right. I probably could get more from Jay-Z. I'm sure he thought like that. But the whole goal is to give it to anyone but Jay-Z. Within that time, things just kept Jilted lover. From that time, shit just kept stacking. Time keeps going by. You're trying to sell it for whatever you're trying to sell it for. No one's copping. At this point, the feds are like, yo, it ain't about you anymore. Now we just taking this shit. Whoever gives us the money, you know what I'm saying? We gonna take what we take. We gonna get the money you owe us. Whatever money after that, I guess he would keep that money. But it really sucks, bro. Like, he really was the battery of one of the greatest hip hop movements like ever. You know, like Dame was the nigga that really kept everything in line. So it's weird to see this, how things have ended. But I don't know, man. I knew Cam and Mace wasn't going to be the ones to buy it. I just thought he had the situation under control where he had a real buyer, a real situation. He really was just going to take the money and do what was right. But apparently not. Now this shit could go for $10. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just obviously not, but you never fucking know.
Oh,
and also one more thing, like,
you're a former Rockefeller employee. You gotta be careful.
I've been around, bro. Like,
all that rhetoric in all those interviews, even before the latest run of interviews that he's had, you know what I mean, where they're always asking him about, like, it's to the point where it's like, sure, they're always asking him about Jay-Z. Like, but like, I started getting the feeling like before the interview started, it was like, yo, ask me about Jay-Z. You know, that's what gets the people going.
Nah, only person who couldn't ask him about Hov is Math, ironically. Told Math he don't want to talk about Jay-Z.
Okay.
Of all people.
But then, before this latest run of interviews, right, he was going around talking all this big shit about, like, you know what I mean, I don't got no boss. If you got a boss, you a sucker. If you got a boss, if you have to answer to somebody, you're not a real man.
Hustle
like,
for my last name.
All that rhetoric, only to cut to wind up at this point. It's just it's disappointing. It's sad. Also, possibly poetic justice. I don't know. It's a lot of things.
I hate this for Dave, man. It just feels just whack. You know what I'm saying?
Take a nigga brick, smack him, then you sell it back to them. Jay-Z, 1-900 hustler.
Damn it.
And I feel like we are slowly but surely descending into that area where Hov is gonna buy it and then sell it back to Dame Dash. You know what I mean?
What? No way.
Just to be spiteful. This whole time, because there was a time when Jay wanted to buy it outright, but Dame wouldn't sell it to him. It got to a place where, and I want to be careful with it when I use this word, because when Dame Dash is broke, it's not my broke.
Yeah. It's not our kind of broke.
I want to be clear.
It's a different kind.
But Dame got so broke to where he doesn't have enough assets. His best asset is Rockefeller. And whatever he got going on legally, he has to pay back whatever. He has to sell Rockefeller in order to pay what he owes. And in that sale, you lose the rights to quote. He can't just wake up and say, yo, Walt, you got the bread? Nah. The federal government has taken control, has seized his biggest asset. That's what's getting lost here. When y'all come on in, y'all don't like Jay, and I always say I understand your positioning. When y'all come on and y'all crusade, y'all never understood in real time that he lost access to his biggest asset. And while he does his interviews blaming Jay-Z for A, B, and C, Dame Dash's biggest enemy has always been himself. That's why he doesn't have our Jay-Z right now. You know what I'm saying? He talked himself into this situation where he has no friends in the industry. Dame Dash has, outside of Kanye West, who's in a shitty situation himself with the industry,
pretty much,
has no tangible friends that can get him out of a jam. He can't call in no favors because he burned bridge after bridge after bridge. And even after all of that, flicking it up with Jay in some situation a few years back, The nigga wanted to buy it from you, and you refused to out of pride and ego. Ego has been his downfall for years. You go to these podcasts and you lie. You let niggas go and do their show, Cam and Mace, and lie just to keep up appearances. The Harlem in you needed to keep up appearances. When in reality, you was hurting, gang. And the nigga was going to pay you for this shit. Now, whatever niggas decide to auction it off for, let's say Jay not involved in it. Maybe we don't know. We talking out of our ass. Maybe legally he can't be involved in that auction. I don't know. But hypothetically, let's say he legally can't be. Whatever they decide to buy the shit for in the bid is the price. When you had a nigga offering you bread, the nigga that you talk bad about on his interviews, make another hole.
The jilted lover in them, bro. Just like, I don't care who gets this. It's just
but
this
Dini,
nigga cannot get it.
Make another hole in 06.
And it
it's
ain't happened
2024, bro.
It's past that, bro. It's just, it's really sad. And the worst part is, they got us, when they auction this shit off, let's say they auction it off for the exact cents he owes them. Nigga don't even get a red cent out of it, bro.
It's not his money. The Fed seized it because he owes money.
Well, the way it works, they're supposed to take whatever he owes them. Let's say this shit sells for $3 million, and we only need $1 million. They're supposed to give him his other $1 million.
We don't know if he can get it. It all depends on what the auction does.
Yeah, that's what.
Because he has no.
It's not his right.
I don't know what his liquor situation is. Pause.
I don't think it's a lot.
But you know what I mean? Because we talking money. You know what I mean?
Nah, obviously, if the liquid money was
liquid is cash,
he wouldn't have to go through what he wanted.
I literally spit my drink out, bro.
He obviously don't have it because he wouldn't be going through what he's going through now if he had the liquid.
Well, I don't know how the law works.
Well, liquid money. I said, yo, I'm not going through this. My pause is intact, bro. My shit is effervescent. I ain't going through that.
Whatever he owe, he don't have that, right? So he gotta sell whatever he has to sell in order to, and whatever he owes Rockefeller's gonna cover that. Yo, it sucks to be him, son. Like it's tough.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's just again, I keep going back to like all the rhetoric, all the bravado, all the all the ego, all the trying to keep up appearances of everything, just for him to wind up in this spot. When you brought up Kanye and how he brought Kanye into the fold, you know what I mean? Like it clicked. It was like, yo, that shit makes sense. Like they're like Kanye said, like, this is the reason me and Dame cool. We both assholes. Yeah. Like, but it's more than being assholes. It's like they're both reckless. You know what I mean? And like the level of recklessness that Dame must have had for Hov to separate himself from him and for him to wind up in this situation, like, you know what I mean? Like we see Kanye's recklessness in full 4K because he's always in front of the camera,
including his new wife's titties.
Yeah, we've seen that. You know what I mean? But like the amount of recklessness on the Dame Dash side of things, we only got certain glimpses. You know what I mean? We can only imagine like
behind the scenes,
like how reckless that motherfucker was.
The little things we remember watching, like the shit with the jackets on the Rockefeller tour.
What was that? The show?
Def Jam tour. You giving niggas Def Jam jackets on the Rockefeller tour? You know what I'm saying? Checking niggas while getting haircuts, running in board meetings, checking niggas. Like we loved him for that though. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he was the perfect catalyst for business
moment,
and the worst catalyst for business at the same time.
At a certain point, you got to grow out of that shit.
It's a room killer when you just come in a room walking on niggas like that.
But it's like, bro, like when you really melt everything down to like its core essence, he kept up appearances to the point that he has no more money to pay for his expenses. Again, by the common man level, he has money. But when you get into this type of world, you basically push all your chips to the table to keep up appearances.
Racks, it's a different world, man.
Nigga.
World.
You know what? And we'll leave it like this for me. How do you not have a high ranking position at some record label somewhere? Because you're Dame and Dash. You're not working at Def Jam. You don't got I'm just saying, no. You don't got a job at Def Jam. You don't got a job at Universal. You don't got a job at
a job is for suckers, bro. A job is
you got a boss. You got a boss. I don't got a boss, bro.
Yeah, but he independent himself into debt.
Yeah, but that is more important than a boss.
At a certain point, bro, he too old to be this stupid.
That's a fact.
You can't be too old to be stubborn.
I'm sorry.
Like
to be reckless. I don't want to call that grown man stupid. But it's like at a certain point, you got to grow out of that shit and realize that your issues, your self-inflicted issues, you got to mature beyond that.
Dame, say what you want about Dame, but Dame's a nigga that's like really principled, and certain shit, your principle's not gonna let you do, even in a fucked up situation.
You know what I mean? The fake it till you make it aspect of things, like, yeah, that works at a certain age for a certain amount of time. But if you live your entire life by the fake it till you make it motto, you're never gonna make it. Like, you gotta make it at some point. But he
made it and then blew it.
Yeah, that's a fact. He was there.
How you don't have some shit vested somewhere, gang?
You see a lot of bridges.
How you burn the bridge with Jay-Z to where you can't even cash out?
But that's the thing. It's like he made it and lost it. True. But then he went back to the fake it till you make it attitude. And at that point, it was like, you too old for that, gang. Like,
he kind of remind me of son from Uncut Gems, like the nigga who just waiting
kept gambling.
Just waiting for that next big score. You know what I mean?
It was hard to watch.
But then look where we at now.
Anxiety was just
to the point that you rolled the dice, you never got that next big score, and now you owe bread, and the only thing you can pay for it is by selling off your best asset. That's tough.
Crazy.
That's tough.
Sad, bro.
Yeah,
imagine how that energy must be where you can't just say, "Yo, Jay, I know me and you ain't on the same terms."
But Jay tried to buy it, Dini.
But like I said, that's sentimental value. In his head, let's say this shit in his head is worth 20 mil. And Ho said, all right, I got you with 3.
Now he tried to buy it, but do we think that there was like a conversation involved?
I want to say yes, because they flicked it up a few years ago. Remember, they was at some event.
Optics are optics,
and they flicked it up.
Optics.
Jay don't do optics, my nigga.
When was that? Wait.
I don't remember the exact spot. We'll talk about it off the air. But it was like they had a whole photo together. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, it was after Dipset. Well, not Dipset, but Cam and Jim was on stage with Hov. It was sometime after the B-side show, but before he started doing his podcast shit.
Okay.
But it's like, bro, just take the money.
He flicked it up with him, and then he started doing the whole podcast.
That's when people thought maybe there might be something there. There might be some reconciliation there, but no.
Maybe there was a conversation.
Maybe that number was too low.
The way that he expected it to go.
Maybe
That
number was never
low,
looked at Jay as the nigga who passed him. Because remember when they first built the relationship, Dame was the guy.
Yeah.
As far as the business goes, not the star.
Oh, absolutely. No. The Dame absolutely believes that he made Jay. You know what I mean? And that to this day, he's responsible for where Jay is now.
Cool, but you're not in real time. You're just some nigga. In that world, not in our world. In that world, you a has been in that world. You gotta take your wins when you. If Jay's a cold hearted nigga, for Jay to offer to buy the shit, you don't think Jay know his financial situation?
Yeah.
I wonder what the offer was.
Nigga, Biggs is in tough.
That's probably as sentimental as Jay-Z will get.
Come on, bro.
Like.
And as the cold-hearted nigga, I can see Jay kind of saying like, yo, give me enough where basically like you'll sell it to me and you'll have enough to get an apartment in Co-op City or some shit. Like, I could imagine that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know your back is against the wall.
City?
If Biggs is back in tow,
you're not getting to the city? Fuck out of here.
Co-op City is disrespectful.
Yeah, Co-op. Shout out.
Not even Long Island, my nigga.
Nah, bro. Enough to get an apartment somewhere in Pelham Gardens, bro. We're keeping you in the Bronx. Like, it's rough, my nigga. I'm telling you, we don't know what Jay offered. I'm sure if Jay said, hey, I give you 10 mil, he probably would have took that 10.
Yo, not even New Bed-Stuy?
No Dumbo. None of that, nigga.
Nah,
Soundview. Coming to the hood.
My thing is, if Biggs is willing to get back in the tuck and wear the paper planes hat, is Jay really the bad guy in this situation? In this situation, Biggs came back, nigga.
I don't think Biggs' ego like Dame's ego though, bro.
Fuck an ego, you losing
badly.
Yeah,
getting beat by 20, bro.
Fourth quarter.
It's a garbage time now because the Feds got it.
It's over.
Yeah,
It could go for anything now. It's over.
We got to move on, though. Dame, I don't even know. Like, at a certain point, I feel like there's decisions I would make now that I wouldn't have made in my 20s. I already feel like I'm in that space now where I'll do what's best for business.
Facts.
What's best for a comfortable life. You feel me? For Dame to be his age and he's still not there is very concerning.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? And
All
it's
that
like
success.
Sometimes principles, as long as you're not selling your soul, certain principles is just not worth it. You know what I mean?
He
Fuck
does
that.
feel like it's sort of selling your soul.
Yeah, like if you're extra, like some niggas have principles, some niggas like are principled. Dame strikes me as the principle comes before anything. So like as long as I can just see him turning down like a breath of fresh air if he feels like it goes against his principle.
I understand that because we can't get off this topic. I understand that, but it's like when you go and you do them podcasts and you talk bad about the nigga like how you did, whether it's true or not, but then in certain cases you're lying or you're allowing a narrative to create its own ecosystem, and then this comes out, you go back to square one looking crazy.
Facts.
So it's like, how can it be principles if you're letting a lie grow its own ecosystem? What are your principles at that point?
My principles.
Because that Cam MMA shit, you let that shit go far, my nigga.
Yeah, I really thought that was something that was gonna happen. I'm like, they had the money. I feel like they would have had the money to do it. If not, because I feel like they came across a nice
can't talk
deal.
principles and let that lie go where it went.
That's a fact.
That's why I'm like, I can't take it serious.
Like, more pump fake than fraudulent, though. I guess more.
It's the
pump
same
fake.
shit, my boy. Pump faking is some fraud shit. In this case,
You can't.
I'm faking the jump shot.
Bro, you can't pump fake 10 times in a row and then the 24-hour clock, the 24-second clock
the
runs
shot.
out.
Yeah.
Word!
Like,
Yeah, y'all ain't capping.
That's something like Dane got too much situations where it just he looked funny in the light. And this is another episode of that.
Too
But
many
we gotta
times.
move on. Chat as always, let us know what you think. Before we wrap with this episode, we gotta get into our political bag. We won't go too crazy because we don't want to get demonetized. But I gotta hear some takes. Chat, let me know what you think as well. We see on the Republican side that, Donald Trump has certain relationships with artists like a Kodak Black. Chef G as well, you know what I mean?
Kanye.
I don't really count Kanye anymore. Kanye's not meant to be taken seriously in that regard. No disrespect to Kanye. But it's like we see
he hasn't really been present.
He's been
in
laid
this-
back.
he stayed the
in
fuck
this
out. I think he realized that it doesn't. He's a rapper again. That's how I look at Ye.
Yeah.
Vultures 2 is supposedly coming out. He's back to just trying to rap. But he's just supposed to be in Dame. As far as burnt
telling you,
bridges,
Excommunicado.
money might get funny. The Adidas shit is
Just
dead.
a lot more in front of the camera.
Old wife, you have to bail him out
There
already.
you go.
so-
There you go. But then we see Kamala Harris, who is the candidate for the Democratic Party now that Joe Biden is taking a step back. She had an event. Megan Thee Stallion is performing. Certain people were uncomfortable with Megan's presence there, just feeling like it doesn't represent a presidential candidate. So I want to know from the Rap Roundtable, I want to know from the chat as well. Not just us, but the chat as well. How do we feel about not necessarily Meg, the person, but just like the idea of her performance, what it looked like, and how it represents a person running for president? Sister the Rap's not.
Presidential elections are not supposed to be like entertainment. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be like, a step above like your daily dose of entertainment, your daily dose of fluff, your daily dose of like television, sitcoms, whatever it is that you consume to just sort of separate yourself from real life. The election is the real life. So when you tune into an election, when you tune into like, like a presidential race, you're supposed to be tuning into real life, and you're supposed to like switch your brain into real life mode. You know what I mean? You're supposed to like think about, with the state of the country. You're supposed to think about like, different things that are supposed to be taken seriously. So to like sort of commingle the two, it doesn't sit well with me. You know what I mean? Like you should be thinking about issues. You should be thinking about like the Supreme Court. You should be thinking about like, healthcare. You should be thinking about women's rights. You should be thinking about all of that stuff. So like to start co-mingling the entertainment aspect of what you consume daily into, this presidential race, I just think it's too much commingling. I think we're meshing too many worlds into one, where we should be able to compartmentalize between the entertainment and the politics. You know what I mean? Politics are not supposed to be fun. You know what I mean? No matter what anybody will tell you, no matter what you might think, if you're trying to tap into a certain demographic, you might want to bring some people in, but it's like now it's becoming like a whole fucking, I don't know, it feels like a circus. The whole shit feels like a circus.
It doesn't feel like honorable. You know what I mean? Dini, what are your thoughts?
The whole shit is cringy. The whole shit is super optic-y. And I hate the fact that they're using our culture to be super optic-y. Like, I'm sorry, in the conversation of healthcare reform, I don't need Quavius. I'm sorry, like I don't need in women's rights policies. I don't need to listen to body yada yada. It just, the whole thing just felt awkward. It felt forced. I'm like, it's not even like you got like political rappers. There's niggas who rap political. You get what I'm saying? Even if you got some political rappers, I would at least understand that. You know what I'm saying? If you had like fucking Dead Prez come up there or some shit, at least I would understand. Even if you got Jeezy singing "My President is Black," it would have some I just don't see the correspondence in WAP and a presidential election. It just doesn't make sense to me. It feels very forced. It feels very contrived, and it feels like just almost like, watch this, fools. Take this, fools. You get what I'm saying? Like, let this be the cosplay thing that goes on while real shit goes on. That's not happening.
The whole performative aspect of it.
Bingo.
It's just like, you lost me.
Weird, bro.
You know what I mean? Because I looked at Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock getting up there for their side and being like, what the fuck are they doing up there? Like, why are they here? What you know what I mean? What opinions do they have on the direction that this country is going in that you need to pay attention to?
Hulk Hogan in 2024, mind you.
Bro. And then
Facts.
to turn around and it's like, now y'all playing that game too? You know what I mean? This side is playing that game too. It's just, you know what I mean? Like,
it feels like everyone's saying fuck politics. Just watch what's going on. Take the minstrel show, basically.
Like, are you not entertained?
Yeah.
Is that
that's what it feels like, bro.
That's the whole feeling of it.
And that's, I've seen that on Twitter where people feel like this campaign season feels like something that will happen on that show, The Boys. Whereas like, and The Boys is basically an unserious look at what Americana is. You know what I mean? How they frame everything. And it's like, yeah, Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock, Quavo and Megan Thee Stallion as a response. And it's like, back in my day, because I'm old now, and I gotta wear it. I'm approaching 40. The messaging was symbolic. It wasn't so overt. It's always been the same thing. I want to make that clear to everybody. We know what's going on, and it's always been the same thing, but it wasn't so heavy-handed.
Late.
Kamala Harris had the event, and if you're quoting Quavo, Migos bars,
Walking like I talk it,
and then you have Megan Thee Stallion performing, you're telling me that you want the black vote. That's all that is. Hey guys, I'm hip. I want the young blacks to vote for me. And if the middle-aged blacks like myself are down, they'll see that I got this young artist here on the stage performing. She's for the culture. Thank you, Dini. All right. So it's all about marketing and promoting. But it's like when you watch the performance, it's like, and this has nothing to do with Meg. I want to make this 120% clear. I don't care about who the artist is. When you look at it and Meg is performing, she doing her thing, and she toned it down for the show, because we seen a Meg show. We know what it looks like and what it could be.
Yeah.
She ain't throw no ass. She ain't do none of the extras. But it's like, what does this have to do with who's going to be the next president of the United States?
Weird, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You want to get the young people to vote? Are the young people so impressionable that they just need to see Meg and Quavo? That's troubling for me
Dangerous.
as an adult.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's where I'm at. It's like, are we talking policies or are we just talking about demographics? Like, we know Hulk Hogan is his history in the last 10 years, it shows that he is definitely in lockstep with the beliefs of the far to that side.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Kid Rock, pretty much the same shit. So their presence there, it makes sense based on who the base is for the person running on that side. So you telling me on the opposite side, the old way is impressionable blacks to vote? We just need to see them? That's troubling for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not uber political guy, but I don't like when I see people who don't know what's going on just being impressed upon, and they're not doing their research. They don't know what's going on, and they just got opinions about shit. And all it takes is a person that looks and acts like them being in that position to where if she's there, if he's there, then I gotta vote for that.
And as a culture, we've fallen for that okie doke quite a bit.
Over and over again. Now, again, be clear. You know, I see the momentum swinging in a different direction as far as Kamala goes. But I felt like maybe I'm wrong, but I felt like that particular moment was a step back. And I didn't like it. You know what I mean? I don't think that's not the way you get the people to really be on side with you. Like, I feel like you have an opportunity to inform motherfuckers and let people know what's going on in a real way. And rappers, just, all right, if you got Kodak and Chef G, let me get Quavo and fucking Meg. Who does that benefit in the end?
No one.
Here's where I have a problem with it. Like, and I might be like extra snobbish about this, but like,
Shit, nigga.
it's like and people are gonna take this the wrong way. Like, if you take offense, I apologize in advance. But it's like they got like the C-level rappers, and so we tried to, or the other side tried to beat them with the B-level rappers. You know what I mean? It's like Megan and Quavo, all right, cool. You know what I mean? But what happened to like, I'm sorry, but what happened to Hov and Beat? Where they at? You know what I mean?
Levels.
It's like, I don't know. And I get, you know, to a certain extent, like,
I wanted to holler at Nas.
I think,
There you go.
I
Makes
don't,
sense. Political kind of rapper.
right? But like, here's the thing: like, they're trying to like tap into a certain demographic. Nas is not going to appeal to that demographic that they're trying to appeal to right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Younger heads.
And you know, to a certain extent, I think like the Meg representation, like, it represents like body autonomy.
The young girls.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get why, in theory, why she's there. But it's like, how does that benefit us?
And it's weird because it's like we always want hip hop to be like accepted in spaces, you know?
Right.
But it just feels weird in this space to me somehow. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, hip hop everywhere is a
It's
beautiful
too
thing.
heavy-handed. Like,
It's
we want
way
the
too
young
heavy-handed.
blacks, the young people of color.
Yeah. Come on.
Look,
Maybe it's a genius play and we just overthinking it. I don't know.
No. I'll be honest. I haven't paid that much attention to this election run because I'm kind of just like over it all. You know what I mean? And I feel like any artist or rapper in the hip hop space that would have like a progressive energy, I feel like they might also be over this entire circus that's going on in the country. You know what I mean? So like,
It's very unserious, son.
It like the whole thing is this fucking sham.
Yeah.
It's a shit show.
Cringy.
Like, both sides, honestly, both sides, complete shit show. And it like, it's gotten so far to the point where like we kind of have to decide between
The gun to the knife.
right. You know what I mean? One turd or two. What do you want? You know what I mean? How many turds you want to eat? One or two?
Hey.
Turd sandwich.
You know what I mean? If I have to pick, all right, I don't want to eat 2 turds.
Sir, can we stop talking about
Yo.
So, I mean, I'm sorry. And, it's going to piss a lot of people off out there. It's got, a lot of people are going to, a lot of people that know me are going to hear this. I'm over it. I'm over all of it. I honestly feel like the entire shit needs to be like burned down and restarted. We need to hit a reset button.
Or to Nas, destroy and rebuild.
Right. We need to hit a reset button, right? But we keep like regurgitating this same fucking system that keeps landing us in the same fucking places. The same pendulum just keeps swinging back and forth, right? Like, it's time to start over. Destroy, rebuild.
Reset.
And at that point, we'll move on. Since the rap song said it best, it's no more we can add to that, Deanie.
Facts.
But let's get back to, on some rap roundtable shit. We got a little political for a second, but sometimes we do. Again, we've been doing this from day one. If you go back and you watch the first 10 episodes, it's been commentary from the rip. When I was in the gray area, it was commentary. I had Deanie when we did the Super Bowl episode about Travis Scott and shit before.
Real shit.
Was that before Rock Nation even? I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And people was like, why is he doing the Super Bowl? You know what I mean? So sometimes we get into that. But my favorite segment is on deck.
Yes,
the mailbag. We had episode 102. We had the Lupe fiasco, Kendrick Lamar debate. We got a few things to cover from that. So let's get into it. Robert Foster, 6940 says, he's responding to our segment about Jermaine Dupri from 102. The rap industry began chasing the bag before JD had his run. JD started that way. Remember when he made Hot 97 choose between Bad Boy and Wu-Tang? Since the rap song, I don't quite remember it going as far as choosing between Bad Boy and Wu-Tang. Was that a thing? I know Wu-Tang and Hot 97 had issues, but I don't remember it being a Bad Boy Wu-Tang thing.
Oh no, that was definitely a prevalent feeling in the space in '97. When Puff came out with No Way Out, Wu-Tang came out with Wu-Tang Forever. That was a big divide. Me personally, I always point back to '97 as like the big rift. Some people will go back to '96 when Nas came out with It Was Written, and on the same day, De La Soul came out with Stakes Is High. It just depends on your perspective, but there was definitely a big feeling of, and it was culminated by Old Dirty Bastard bum rushing the Grammy stage and being like, yo, I paid mad money for this outfit. You know what I mean? Only for Puff to win. We're for the culture. We for the children. You know what I mean? That was the culmination of that energy, of that feeling in the culture where people just thought Puff was, a sheer mockery. You know what I mean? And Wu-Tang was like that real deal.
Commercial rap has been the great schism in hip hop. Sin talked about the great divide. That might be something we need to really peel back, pause at a certain point, and really get into it. Because I feel like that divide created a lot of the riffs, even what we had at the top of the episode with the whole the South and everything. It's not even so much region, so much as this commercialization of rap and easy money or
cash,
critical acclaim.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to get both.
We have Soul of the South. This gentleman is a longtime supporter of the Rap Roundtable.
Salute.
But he only comments when he disagrees with us, and it sometimes is annoying because it's like, throw a compliment in there, my nigga.
Nice, bruh.
All of his comments is him disagreeing. So Deanie, he was disagreeing with you about Jermaine Dupri and I guess the kiddies and all of that. And what got me upset was he responded to you, but ignored that we had an exchange where I said JD did this, and this when you said whatever. So it's not like we just ignorant to JD and just said he just managed kids. But he commented in a way that made it seem as though we didn't have a dialogue or a discourse about that.
Copy.
So he says, JD had more artists than just Bow Wow and the Brat. Go do y'all research. That's what got me upset because I was like, if I responded to Dini and said, nah, he had this, and this, obviously we didn't need to do research. We already know.
I know the so deaf artist.
Plus, he was never an R&B producer from the beginning. He was always a hip hop producer from the jump. Did I not mention New Jack Swing?
No, what?
New Jack Swing is not R&B. It is a derivative of both the hip hop energy and R&B.
Yes.
Right? He can also do R&B, but that's not his roots. He has a large hip hop production discography on his artists, and he posted a Wikipedia link, and I'm like, bro, if we had the dialogue and we talked about the shit that he was in the midst of in real time, why did you feel the need to write that? And that just annoyed me because I hate when niggas do that shit. If we have a conversation, don't press pause on YouTube and then comment. Let the shit play out. More often than not, we talk about the shit that you feel like you need to correct us on. That shit is agitating.
Give it time,
bro.
man. Just give it time.
Here's the thing. A lot of people will watch or listen just to get to that moment where they disagree with or they take offense to, and then they'll stop right there. That's it. They won't go any further. You know what I mean? They just need something to like clap back at.
My whole point about JD was not, I mean, obviously I always give JD his props, but my thing is, I can't like do something and then when I'm having a conversation about it, it's kind of like act like I'm not a part of the reason why it's like that. You know, like what niggas need to start doing is getting back to what really matters. Even though I kind of deviated from that a little bit, like at least acknowledge the fact you kind of like stepped out of there too. That was my real gripe. You kind of like perpetuated the shit you don't want to hear a little bit. You are a small part of that. And I would just respect if he said, you know, us South niggas, we kind of like got out of that element. I would respect that more than as far as just saying, well, we got to get back to what the streets want. Like, I dig it, bro, but you are a small nudge of why this game is more like the commercial aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Why everything is commercial. You got to make the hits. Mariah Carey, like fucking Usher, fucking Lil Bow Wow, The Brat, like a lot of artists. He had this shit with Tyrese. He's done shit with everyone. But he has made a lot of that bubblegummy music that he's basically saying the streets need to get back to. Like, you are a part of that. That's all I wanted. Just don't let me punch you in the arm and be like, oh, you know when niggas punch you in the arm.
Don't point the finger without also pointing at himself.
Exactly. Okay. You are a part of the damage, bro. Like, don't shirk responsibility. That was my whole gripe. Say when we fucked it up a little bit, and then you can keep going. You know what I'm saying?
I see the vision. Monsoon 955 1 LL or II. I really don't know.
Interesting.
Okay.
He's responding to our episode about Kendrick Lamar versus Lupe Fiasco, the potential of a battle. He says Kendrick is not going to respond to him. Kendrick is not going to respond because to him it's pointless. Lupe has had his name in his mouth for 12 years now. Last thing for Lupe to admit is he didn't hear the diss tracks after push-ups and champagne moments. 1, you're either lying, or 2, why are you wasting people's time and energy? Promote your album and go back to MIT. So say the rap snob you say what. Sheesh.
Nah, I agree. Again, and you know what I mean? Like, shouts to Big Sean. We started off earlier in the episode talking about his interview with Charlemagne. And I remember him saying something about like, you know what I mean? Like, Charlemagne asked him, you know what I mean, are you going to be ready? Like, if somebody, you know, comes to test you. And he's like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm going to be ready if I deem it worthy. You know what I mean? He didn't, you know, I'm not quoting him, but like basically it's got to be worth it for him. You know what I mean? And same thing with this Kendrick Lupe thing. I feel like Kendrick would have to feel like Lupe is worth it enough to step in the ring with him. I don't necessarily feel like he would feel that way. You know what I mean? And that's no, people are gonna take it as a knock on Lupe's skill level. You know what I mean? It's not about the skill. It's just about like the positioning.
And it's levels. I just eliminated the guy that they say is above everyone, and now I'm supposed to like go against the guy that has just great lyrics in Kendrick's mind. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's just positioning. You know what I mean? Like, you know the the bishop and the pawn are both on the same chessboard, but it doesn't mean that
The ranks are different.
You know what I mean? They rank the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dini, stay right there. Sarah 4576 says.
I should have said rook, not to call Lupe a pawn. Like,
Got
that's,
you. Yeah.
That's disrespect.
Fair play.
Bishop.
Salute.
Sarah 4576 says, Dini, and he quotes you saying, I see Kenny dodging this one. Dini, that's what you said when Drake was singing, drop, 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 drop. The rest is history. What do you have to say to that?
I was wrong.
Okay.
I may be wrong. We all wrong sometimes. It didn't go the way I thought it would. Kendrick came out the victor, and by a landslide, and here we are. Shout out to you, homie. I didn't think it was gonna go the way it went, but it happened.
Chris DeCoos 10 says, I think Lupe is underestimating Kendrick like Drake did. He's definitely dumb nice. Battles take more than nice. We see K-Dot use his sense of humor too. We haven't seen that from Lupe in years. The Karen-esque MC isn't gonna win any extra fans over. Both Dini and Sin, you say what? Started with you, Sin.
Sorry, say it.
He's saying that Lupe is underestimating Kendrick
The way Drake did.
and he called Lupe a Karen. He said the Karen-esque MC isn't gonna win any extra. Karen-esque.
Wow.
Got it. It's a little further than what I would go. But I kind of support the sentiment. Lupe is definitely underestimating Kendrick. Lyrically at least. Because and here's the thing, like I feel like there's a certain segment of people that feel like Kendrick is too esoteric. And then there's Lupe, who basically only makes esoteric rhymes. You know what I mean? And so, like, I think to me, this is why I appreciate Kendrick, is like he toes that line between like esoteric and like abstract and like real life shit. You know what I mean? He tries to blend the two. He tries to toe that line. Lupe is just consistently on the esoteric abstract side of things. You know what I mean? And so to him, he's like, well, Kendrick is not fucking with me because, I've delved, all the way into this side of the hip hop space. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I think Lupe is definitely underestimating Kendrick's, his ability lyrically to step in that ring with him.
I just think Lupe just feels like, I'm really the nigga that y'all think this nigga is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really the one with the bars. I'm really the one that goes far left into the dark realms with shit and give you the type of shit. Like, I just think we're in an era today where you can't just outright just say, you know what? I'm better than this nigga. Let me just drop a diss towards him. It don't work like that. Like, the way disses work and battles work, energy has to be built, time has to be spent, layers, you get what I'm saying? It's like a movie. And I feel like Lupe don't have a movie. Lupe just has, I'm better than you. And I think he wants the I'm better than you rapping aspect to kind of take precedent over the fact that, like, over pretty much everything else. Like, when it comes to this rapping with the bars, I'm him.
Well, yeah, so if I can step in here,
Yeah.
like, I think Lupe is an incredible writer.
Exceptional.
You know what I mean? But taking the movie film analogy, beyond the writing, you have to have a director. You have to have a cinematographer. You have to have a videographer. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have all these different elements. You know what I mean? And so, like, Lupe gets off on his writing ability. He's like, I'm the best writer. Sure, like, all right, you could write the best screenplay, but if you don't get the right director, if you don't get the right cinematographer, like, it's not going to deliver. It's not going to hit the point.
But that's
You know
what
I mean?
I'm thinking. I'm
And
thinking
Kendrick,
he's saying, I can't make the best movie, but in the scenes I direct, I'm gonna be. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to give you the whole total package of a movie. I'm just trying the comedy section of the movie, the action section of the movie, the part I master. No one's fucking with me, and I don't think that's why. I think that's why Lupe's kind of in a bad position, because we're not talking about the movie. We're just talking about, you know what I'm saying? That's where we go wrong. You get my gist.
I get your gist.
Yeah.
I just think it's more so of a like
the fans want a movie. That's where Lupe's losing.
You saying Lupe is more of a sitcom?
It's not a sitcom, but in the sense of where the term lyricist, where we just think of just the words. You get what I'm saying? We don't think of the sonics. We don't think of the actual composition of everything. We're just talking about bar for bar, line for line.
Right.
I feel like Lupe feels like no one's fucking with me. And to him, that's all that matters. No one's better than me lyrically. I don't care about who makes a better song. I don't care about who makes a better album. I'm the nigga that's gonna make them think more than you do. I think that's what Lupe wants.
But again, like the writing aspect of it,
it's important.
Is very important. Again, take a movie into account. Like, you have to start off with a great screenplay. Got to. You know what I mean? But you have to have the right casting on actors.
Yeah.
They have to deliver the lines how you need them to. You know what I mean? They can't just deliver them like flat. Mm-hmm. They have to emote. You know what I mean? You have to have the right, direction. You know what I mean? You have to have the right like camera angles and everything.
Even your sound.
There's all of that. This is where I become a Kendrick fan. You know what I mean?
He got everything.
He has that whole package to me. Pause.
Super pause. Super duper.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Day in the life.
I mean, do I need to press the button again?
But he delivers on all fronts. Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like that needs a pause too. I'm gonna let it rock. I'm gonna let it rock though.
You know what? Because that's more of a West Indian lingo than you know what I mean.
He delivers on all fronts. You know what I mean?
He's a 5'2" player.
He directs it, and I'm not saying like Kendrick is responsible for like all aspects of that. Like he has Dave Free, he has like a whole team.
Yeah.
Beyond it, but he has the right team.
Lupe commended him for that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? To have the direction, have the. You know what I mean?
The rapper,
delivery.
the levels of rappers you have.
You know what I mean?
You,
be able to emote the right way for the right song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it's important.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Sin.
All right, after we went off the rails a little bit, Sin got it right back. You know what I mean? Last but not least, not necessarily positive. There wasn't much positive vibes as far as the mailbag goes. But this wasn't too negative either. But I thought it was an interesting comment. Her name is Dudette Vlogs 4257, a platform of Yaponomics. I don't know if it was us or I'm gonna say it's us. Why people want to get online and think they can critique and say shit about Kendrick, even on your own platform. I can tell you Kendrick thinks better than y'all, and he's on BS a lot. Ag. So she feels like academics thinks better than the rapper. I'll take this one. Do that. I'm gonna need you to explain what you mean by this. You know what I mean? Because Ack don't think better than us. Ack is a whole OVO operative. You know what I mean? He's team OVO and he makes it clear. So to say that we're a platform of Yaponomics, if you're talking about the rap roundtable, yeah, maybe we break down raps. We get a little chatty.
He sipped the Kool-Aid.
Yo,
there you go.
Sip the Henny in the Kool-Aid.
We are the most balanced rap podcast on the internet, by far. I'll put us up against anybody. I don't even talk like that about the rap roundtable. But when it comes to balance, critical breakdown, culture talk, occasionally choosing sides, and just letting y'all know what the atmosphere is in the landscape, there is no better podcast than us. So if you think we just yapping, you ain't been listening, or you just got here and you ain't do the knowledge. You know what I mean? There's no better rap podcast than the Rap Roundtable as far as universal. We talk the underground, we talk the mainstream, we talk about the ladies, we talk about the gossip. We do everything at a high level to where motherfuckers take our bars on a regular basis.
Look, you might want to accuse me of sipping the Kendrick Kool-Aid. Yes. And I'll take that.
You do.
That's fine. But I got these two good brothers here, plus the third who's not here today, to check me and pull me back when I'm going too far. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which creates the balance at the table.
There you go. And, I'm upset because we didn't have to use this.
The fuck are you talking about?
Drop it all tonight. Usually I get at least one. You know what I mean?
There you go.
But, you know what? you know what? Do that. Yeah, I mean, we gotta talk to you.
The fuck are you talking about?
We're talking to you.
Somebody had to get it.
And you know what? Even further,
Like, who is this guy?
Girl.
Where'd he come from? And why do we fucking keep acting like he's somebody that we need to fuck with? Get rid of this guy.
Girl.
shit, got a nigga choking. But we're somewhere in New York City. We teased it at the top of the episode, but if you pulled up midway through, you didn't know what's going on, and you didn't figure it out. City Rap's time is tired of a lot of people, but specifically a certain type of person. And we need you too.
Get off my lawn.
Get the fuck off the lawn.
Well, look, by the time you see this episode, we would have already had our Monday Night Live, Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? We would have already gone in on a certain
someone,
a boat, if you will. You know what I mean?
The vibes.
But fuck it. You know what I mean? As of the taping of this, it's Friday night. And I'm feeling a certain type of way. So I'm going in.
Some type of way. Make you feel some type of way.
You know what I mean? And I'll just have to go in on him some more pause on Monday. But Lil Yachty, man, like I know we've talked a lot about him at this table. We've talked on the lives about him. I've probably kicked him off my lawn several times already.
You have.
Numerous times.
These three I could think
You wind up on the
He's a
lawn.
loiterer at this point.
You wind up on the lawn again. Like, I don't understand how you consistently wind up here, right? But this is gonna go on. This is gonna go beyond you, because while you've expressed certain sentiments, these are not sentiments that are unique to you. They're not limited to just you. They're prevalent within a certain audience, within a certain
community,
demographic, a certain generation. Yachty came out and he started saying that, like, New York can't dress. You know what I mean? The Bronx can't dress.
Sheesh.
All the trends start in Atlanta. And this is where I get this feeling that I expressed earlier in this episode, where, like, I really feel like a certain generation, like a certain age group and demographic, does not understand and realize that there was hip hop before Atlanta took the spot, before Atlanta thrived. There was a whole thriving hip hop community and culture before the early 2000s, before the mid 2000s, when Atlanta took over, right? And again, you know what I mean? We give credit. Atlanta took over at a certain point in time. You know what I mean? But before that, you know what I mean? To say that, like, Atlanta started certain trends, you know what I mean? With, like, we see you in outfits with bucket hats, big polo logo polo shirts, baggy jeans, and Timbs. Where the fuck do you think that shit started, motherfucker?
Get off my lawn.
Where do you think that came from? And again, shouts to Dini earlier to like really, like, you know, put two and two together. Motherfuckers from New York was putting these outfits together. You know what I mean? Was developing the style, the drip, if you will.
Talk about it.
And then being, admittedly, possibly being priced out of New York and being like, yo, I'm not paying these high-ass rents. I'm moving down south.
It is crazy.
You know what I mean? You move down south, you got your polo on, you got your Timbs on, you know what I mean? You got your streetwear on. You take it down south, motherfuckers look at you, you're like, oh, that shit look fly. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, at the time, you motherfuckers was wearing, again, 4X, shin length, knee length, down to the shins.
Shin length.
It was looking like John Cena.
Knee length,
Ruthless aggression.
at least, white tees, 4X, 5X down to the shins. The shorts was down to the ankles. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you was like, oh shit, like, yeah, I see these guys moving down here from up in New York. They got some shit on. They really wearing that shit. They got that shit on.
They was putting that shit on?
They was putting that shit on, bro.
Alright.
Swaggerific.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, I mean, there's some other vagrants out there. You know what I mean? Again, we talked about it earlier. Some people
The
talk
Rap
about like
Roundtable.
Pelly started in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
What? What? Like, bro, Pelly is absolutely New York culture, bro.
Facts.
Just because
Especially uptown, my nigga.
you
Super
weren't
uptown.
here to see it thriving and bubbling. You know what I mean? You only saw it when it got to your side of things. You know what I mean? That shit was super early in hip hop culture here in New York. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers want to take credit for Air Force Ones. Talking about, you know what I mean? Nelly put it on.
Yo.
Nelly put it on the scene
Yo.
with the video
A
and the
lot of
song.
people talk like that, man. It's wild, man.
You mean Uptowns?
Uptown?
They're called Uptowns.
They the same. They the
Uptown
same niggas
Harlem.
that made phone posits coming when we had
Bruh.
when we had to go find foams. The exclusive shits in
Fire.
Soho or the Aki spot downtown Brooklyn or in the Bronx, whatever, and negotiate the fucking
The
price, nigga.
Real hunt shit, man.
Y'all late. Go ahead, son.
And then the grill culture. And I feel like this is circling back around now. I know that this was a topic like some months ago, maybe even like a whole year ago. This was a topic. You know what I mean? Where the South was trying to take credit for grill culture because what was it? I think it was like a shop that opened in Japan.
Didn't Nelly make a song about grills?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
But there was a shop that opened in Japan, and somebody had said on Twitter, like, yo, like this is crazy how like Southern culture is like reached all the way to Japan. Like, motherfucker, do you know the history of grills and gold fronts?
And why?
That shit started here in New York. Have you never seen a picture of RZA with his fucking gold things? New fucking York, bro. Y'all motherfuckers make me sick. Trying to take credit for motherfucking everything just because y'all young and ignorant. And that's the thing. Because then it was Yachty, circling back to Yachty. Yachty said, I just listened to the Black Album the other day. Oh, I get it. Y'all young and ignorant out there.
Stupid, but go
I
ahead.
don't know a
Y'all
lot.
ignorant. I won't call him stupid.
You're right.
That's
Uninformed.
They just lack knowledge.
willfully, willfully ignorant.
Because stupid then speaks to, intelligence.
You're right. Yes.
And I won't say that they're not able to learn. They're just not willing to learn. And the willful ignorance is the shit that fucking gets me because y'all don't do the knowledge. Do the fucking knowledge.
Word to
Your
Fred
Googles.
Star. Do the knowledge.
You know what I mean? And so when I realized that
And we, as New York niggas, we always did the knowledge.
That's a fact.
every time. And so when I realized it's like the Yachties and everybody out there that's like him, all the Yachties of the world that have never listened to the Black Album and are just getting around to it now, Reasonable Doubt, The Blueprint, Illmatic, Enter the Wu-Tang, motherfucking...
As a rapper,
all
that's
that shit.
wild if you ain't listen to that shit.
That's crazy.
It was written, Cuban Links, all that shit. DMX, it's Dark and Hell is Hot, all that shit. There's so much aesthetic. This young generation wants to talk about aesthetic so much. There's so much aesthetic from New York that has seeped all over the world. But because y'all haven't done the knowledge of where the shit originated from, Y'all want to give the credit to fucking Atlanta. Y'all want to give the credit to Chicago. Y'all want to give the credit to St. Louis. Y'all want to give the credit everywhere else besides where it fucking belongs.
Talk to him, son.
New York fucking City, bro. Fuck out of here, bro.
And if you disagree with that,
y'all motherfuckers that don't do the knowledge, y'all gotta get the fuck off my lawn. And stay the fuck off my lawn. Until y'all do the knowledge. When y'all do the knowledge and y'all ready to admit, all right, yeah, that shit that I got on, that shit started in New York.
come on.
Get off my lawn.
Until that happens,
Quite
fuck
frankly,
outta here,
if you own a bubble coat or North Face and you don't know where that came from,
Get off my lawn.
if you own a pair of Timbs and you wear it a certain kind of way and you don't know where that came from,
Get off my lawn.
if you own a fitted hat and you wear it a certain way and you don't know where that came from,
Get off my lawn.
if you own a fitted hat that's a Yankee hat or a Braves hat and it's not the team color but it's a unique color and you don't know who made that shit poppin',
Get off my lawn.
it's nothing wrong with being homers and putting on for your city. But what you're not gonna do is take away from the niggas who made shit hot. Whether it was because we were really that great or because we were just the epicenter of culture for a minute before the internet and shit like that. Regardless of whatever, we did that, and you got to give us the credit.
Get off my lawn.
It's really ridiculous, bro. Like, I don't even understand. And it's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna give some grace. I'm not even gonna blame the whole city of Atlanta or the generation of hip hop, because I feel like a lot of the older niggas know where a lot of shit came from. It's these younger niggas. So when I look at Lil Yachty, I want someone to provide a picture of me of Lil Yachty and how he dressed before he got famous. I want to see like before he got the bread. Did he have that shit on?
I've never heard him in a conversation. Somebody said Lil Yachty fly.
Because you know how many rappers got fly because they see some regular nigga drippy who didn't rap, didn't have a record deal? There's mad niggas in New York who got fly and are nobodies.
That's a fact.
Yachty out here with bucket hats on. I bet you he's never heard of EPM.
Of course not.
I bet you.
Shit, LL Cool J.
And
LL.
And Lil Yachty, if someone provides a picture of you and you were a bum, you had no swag before the bread, and you talk like this, matter of fact, in general, I never want to hear from Channel 22. You upset me when you send me them Yachty. Notice I never respond when you text me the Yachty songs because he's a bum. But if Yachty wasn't drippy before the bread, I don't want to hear shit from him, and he can absolutely stay off the lawn.
Get off my lawn.
This is the Rap Roundtable, episode 103. Mailbag, we need you back in here for 104. If you're not in here for 104, we got real beef. I'm just gonna let you know that right now.
Free smoke, Mace.
You know
Free
what I mean?
smoke.
If you haven't by
This
now,
record on the way.
facts. If you not locked in, if you locked in by now and you have not hit the like button, stop what you're doing. Hit the like button. The like button helps us maintain the business and grow the business. It keeps us in the algorithm. As you can see, we are at 17.9K subs. We need to get to 18K, eventually 20K. And when you hit the like button, it helps us continue to meet more new people who want the shit that we deliver. Don't be selfish. Don't gatekeep. Let the Rap Roundtable continue to grow. We ain't gonna switch up. This is what we do. You dig? Hit that like button. If you're feeling generous, hit the Cash App. If you haven't already, a little super chat can't hurt. And if you're feeling like, wearing the Roundtable brand, go to roundtablemerch.com. Look at Deanie. He got one of the samples.
Cloth certified, y'all.
Cloth certified.
You know
One of the Roundtable tees. We got the tees, the hoodies. We slowly but surely evolving with the help of you guys. Deanie the Balance, take us home.
Yo, shout out to the day ones, to the year fives. We appreciate you, the love, the likes, the comments, even the hate. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You took the time out of your day, and that's all we ask.
New York's number one.
New York's number one. Shout out to Mailbag. We need you back ASAP, God. Shout out to Sincere the Rap Snob, production extraordinaire. The sound man keeps everything effervescent and beautiful. Shout out to Jarvie, the point guard. You see the lob, you see the transition. Perfect work. You see what it is? Shout out to the homie Walt the Great. You know what I'm saying? Fucking engineer extraordinaire. I'm Dean the Balance of the Force, and what our powers combine, man. It's the Rap Roundtable, episode 103. You dig? Boom!
Yes, sir.
We out here. Love y'all.
Another one for the books. We love everybody. We just hate the niggas who act brand new.
Facts.
Harlem, Brooklyn, Uptown,
Queens. Shit,
Yes.
Staten Island.
I don't know about Staten Island.
I gotta go over there one of these days.
Nah, we out though.
Queens. Listen, the camo shit, the fatigue.
The way they just jacked out with the Timbs, don't give us
Bro.
no credit.
Full armor suit.